And away we go. It is the draft show right here on BearcatJournal.com. I am Chad Brendel. He is Aaron Smith. And we are here tonight to bring you everything as the NFL draft unfolds throughout the night here on Thursday night, round one of the NFL draft. And I've got some stupid pop-up that just showed up on my screen that won't go away. Close the program. Go away. Got to ask the important question, Aaron. You don't have a TV in there with you, do you?
I brought one down, actually, yes.
Okay. Are you ESPN or NFL Network?
I went ESPN.
I did two for now. I'm not sure. I'm contemplating.
I can switch it at any moment, but
it's
nice.
You see hockey sweater on.
It's nice. You like how I look? You like how I look 14 years old?
It's got the Bearcat Journal on the back.
All right.
Customized UC hockey jersey, courtesy of our friends with the UC hockey team. They sent that to me first class. So excited for that. Figured this would be a good night to break that out, have it make its debut. Keith's going NFL Network for tonight. Let's get this bad boy tweeted out so that everybody knows we are here. Get the finer details out of the way. We will have plenty of guests on today. I don't know how many early. I think that most of our guests are probably going to be later. Well, like what? What are you laughing at?
The comment right there.
Yeah, you do look like a baby. We have to address that. What caused this?
It's going to be nice, and I didn't want to have a big beard all.
I mean, you can trim it.
I did. This is no guard. There's still stubble, believe it or not. It's just.
Well, I mean, you can put a
guard
setting, but it won more than that. You went all the way down.
Yeah, well, it'll get there.
Yeah, but you look like a baby tonight. Are you? Can we see your ID? If you're gonna have beers, we're gonna need to see your ID. That's kind of the plan. This is gonna be fun. We'll see how well we talk by the end of the night, because it's gonna go for a long time. We're gonna be here for 4 or 5 hours, something along those lines. We got Mo Egger popping in later. He is on live until 10 on WLW. He's going to join us from Frickers live. I think Dave's dad is going to be there. So we might get Dave's dad on with Mo when Mo comes on.
He's pretty fantastic.
Yeah. Dave's going to pop in. Justin Williams is going to pop in at some point in time. Gino will join us from the Desmond Ridder draft party. So we will get a live look at the Desmond Ridder draft party at some point in time throughout the night. And we're also potentially going to get our good friend Brady joining us from LA. Or Vegas, from Vegas. So we'll potentially get the feel. The smooth facers. Is that's a thing? The smooth facers?
I don't know, man.
So we'll potentially get a feel both from Desmond Ridder's draft party and from the scene in Vegas with Brady tonight.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. He said he's going to do what he can. And you think, though, if Sauce goes early, right, then Brady's going to have some time. Like, if Sauce is, a top 10 pick, what else are they going to do in Vegas for the rest of the night, right?
Where are you going to go?
Where else are you going to go? But right here. This is where all the cool kids are.
do want to thank already almost 50 of you knuckleheads who decided that you're going to spend your evening here with us at BCJ watching the draft and
Cheers.
getting live react. Yes, sir.
Cheers, cheers, cheers. 3-guard once a week and clean the line every day or two. Keeps it pretty tight in the heat and lets you keeps you from looking like a child. Maybe what's the female friend think of this?
I mean, she doesn't really care one way or the other. She's like, it's your face. You're handsome either way. So
yeah, like and subscribe while you're here. We're not calling this a subathon, but we might as well have it be a subathon. Right?
I mean, it's going to have the same type of feel, the same type of vibe to it. The difference is we're actually all watching a program together, as opposed to just all of you watching us.
Roger Goodell is on stage right now, so we're about to have the clock start. The Jaguars are first?
Yeah, Jaguars are going to be first.
Jaguars are first. What's everybody sipping on?
I don't know if we're allowed to talk about what we're sipping on. It's not technically sponsored.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going easy tonight because we're going to be here for a long time. So yeah,
we got our first guest.
We have our first guest popping in the stream.
Did we hit it at the same time?
Yeah, we did. Go ahead.
Hi guys.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, hey, Jeff.
How are you?
Jeff, you got one of these yet?
No, Chad, I don't have one of those. I tweeted at them when they revealed those, and I was like, "You put them up for sale, I'll buy one."
It's got Bearcat Journal on the back.
I know what it's got on it, Chad. And it's really nice.
For those of you who don't know, this is my co-host on Pardon the Punctuation, Jeff Howell. So this is Jeff. Welcome to the draft party, sir.
I'm excited. I was only a little bit late because we had baseball practice tonight, and then we got home, and my kid wanted to hit like 200 baseballs in the backyard, so it's kind of hard to say no to that.
Are you throwing? Do you go off a tee, or is it dad pitch?
Oh, I threw BP for the baseball team for the entire like hour and a half practice today, so I'm getting up there. You know, I gotta get a little.
You got a lot of pitches on that arm.
A little oil for the joint.
You need an ice pack and then like the saran wrap all around the ice pack as you're doing the show. Maybe
some shots and things in there to, I don't know.
So when people come in, you look like you just pitched the Reds game today, because I mean you'd be just as good as anybody that's on the roster. So
right. Oh God, the Reds.
Let's see. We got makers for Jeff's having some makers. I thought bourbon, but my God, if I did 5 hours of bourbon, like this would be a bad live show. That's why I went Bud Light. I went low ABV. Like we can have some beers, but we're not gonna get crazy.
Well,
let's see how long Jeffrey makes it tonight.
I was gonna say, do you want to tell him that Urban actually tried to sponsor this, and we were like, nah.
8%. Oh, I mean, I love my guys at Urban Artifact. Don't get me wrong.
Yes,
8% would be. It would make for a long night. Vanilla Cherry Captain. My wife does. Captain and Sprite. That's probably her favorite adult beverage.
Captain and like orange soda is pretty good.
Andrew Woods Topo Chico hard seltzer at the moment. Beer cocktails next. After that, maybe some bourbon. Oh, I hope you don't have to work in the morning, Andrew.
What are beer cocktails?
I don't know.
Like beer with liquor?
I don't know. Are you making like the margaritas and putting the
Corona?
the Corona upside down in it?
Yeah. I don't know.
Keith wants to see me after 5 hours of bourbon. No, you don't, because I buy the barrel proof stuff.
Oh, look, Jeff. It's the guy who's watching his worm farm.
He's got his worm farm going. He's got to water his worm farm. But I don't know if this has been addressed yet or not. Can we talk about Babyface Aaron? Like, what's going on with that?
It's been in the chat.
Yeah, it's been in the chat. I mean, He looks 12.
It threw
I
me
told
for
him
a
we were
loop.
gonna need to card him before we could have any beverages for this broadcast.
For a couple hours this afternoon, Jeff, you'd be proud. I was rocking just the mustache.
Oh.
Never.
When we got back
Ever.
from Florida, I shaved everything but the mustache, and my wife was not having it. She was like, "Go fix your face, please. Go fix
Miller
it."
Lite and orange juice.
All right, beer moses.
I mean,
okay.
I'm down to try that.
I like
at the same time, or like
listen.
Mix.
I've definitely messed with Blue Moon and orange juice, as orange is
I'm not knocking
traditionally.
it. I've never tried it. I'm just trying to figure out like
Orange is a garnish for the Blue Moon. So the orange juice, if you give a little splash of orange juice, it's you can call it a beer mosa and have an excuse to drink a beer at 8 a.m. Just saying.
a beer cocktail is beer that sucks by itself. So adding some vodka, club soda to make it taste better. It's a Founder's agave beer. Okay, I'm not knocking it. Hunter's going with some ice cold Busch lattes. Just a few or 10 to celebrate the Bearcats.
Jacksonville's got like 7.5 minutes. I really don't understand how the first team to pick
Has 15 minutes.
Is it just like bam?
Well, that's the thing. We all know that they have this pick. It's already done. It's been done. And I guess you're waiting to make sure like nothing comes out, as we've seen some.
Is anybody going to trade or?
We've seen some crazy stuff coming out on former second round pick of the Bengals last year. It took a year, but some stuff came out on Jackson Carman today. So we'll see what happens with all of that.
Back in college, Miller Lite mixed with OJ was a morning thing. Like I'm not knocking it. I just it's not something I've done.
Back when I was in college, vodka in a water bottle was a thing on accident in the morning sometimes.
Oh, you throw some of that in your Gatorade.
You reach into the fridge after a long night and you're like, "Oh, this looks good."
So there's a limited release Gatorade out right now. It's got Serena Williams on the bottle, and it's like Tropical Paradise, I think it's called, or something. And I got a bottle from the store and had it after I was cutting the grass. And Kelly took a drink, and she instantly was like, "Oh, I got to put vodka in that." She's like, "That would be dangerous. She's just sitting by the pool drinking a Gatorade." Like a delightfully refreshing Gatorade with some vodka in it.
My favorite Gatorade is the light blue. I don't even know what it's called.
Light blue.
No,
yeah,
it's a
Glacier Freeze.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the best one.
It's everyone's favorite.
I love it.
That's the best one.
And I'm a big fan of lime Gatorade.
Just the yellow one?
Yeah.
Like the old school.
Yep.
Original.
I still rock with fruit punch. I still rock with orange. But if I'm picking, I go Glacier Freeze. Dave renewed his YouTube TV subscription for the draft. Bearcat fandom is a cause of terrible monetary decisions.
Sure.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's how we exist as a business. Literally, that's how we exist as a business. Jeff says he just pays for ESPN. Jeffrey. Can I call you Jeff? Geoff? Like, do I have to call you Jeffrey every time? Geoffrey every time?
I go with Geoff.
All right. Now we've got that's situated. We've got everybody
The
checked
pick
in.
is in. The pick is in.
Wouldn't it be crazy if this was sauce? Like they just shot the world? You're not going to do that every time, are you?
No. Yeah, but for the first one, it's okay.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
I got to say, it's weird not having all of the controls and things up.
Right?
Yeah. I'm the captain now.
Just remember, I don't kick you out of the chat.
I only kick Aaron out when he says the bad word.
I haven't. We've put that to rest. Again,
I know. I'm just saying.
I'll beat a joke for a couple days and then
you'll beat what? Huh?
I'll beat a joke into the ground for a couple
joke,
days.
okay.
Yeah. And then moving on.
Oh,
We got Jason Kelsey rocking the C-Paw on the Bleacher Report draft show.
Nice.
Jason will go on the Bleacher Report show, but he doesn't like the Bearcat Journal show.
Yeah, they're probably paying him.
Got a lot, probably.
right.
I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll pay people to come on this show sometime.
The pick has been in for 15 minutes now.
No one walking to the podium.
Detroit and Houston have already made their picks. They're just gonna. It's a triplet pick right off the start.
Why was there a Rod Stewart lookalike hanging out with the Vikings?
Wait, what if they trade it? What if they get up there and they're like, we're trading this pick?
In 15 more minutes.
I don't know. I'm not a big font guy, Andrew. Ed, either you're in or you're out. You're not just going to sit here and terrorize the chat. You're on the show or you're out.
Chad runs a tight ship in the chat, Ed.
I do. We had to boot somebody yesterday.
I know. I was there for that.
Or at least suspend them for 5 minutes. They weren't blocked.
Yeah, they were. They're
putting time out.
I just got to put somebody in timeout. You know how beautiful that was?
Trayvon Walker.
Trayvon
Walker, yeah. We could put Ed in timeout. So the first pick is in Trayvon Walker from Georgia. A risky pick. Not a ton of production. The upside is definitely there. But it was clear that it was trending this way over the past couple days. Nope, he didn't want to go in timeout. He didn't want to be put in timeout, so he had to join us.
Listen, I'm putting the kids to bed, all right?
But you're in the chat.
You're supposed to have something behind you when you have a green screen.
That's awesome.
Hey, buddy.
Say hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
Okay. Do you like the Bearcats?
Yes.
Can you say go Bearcats?
Go Bearcat.
There we go.
There it is.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later, but I'm putting the kids to bed.
Okay.
All right. Tend to the worm farm.
Bearcats.
All right, bye. Go Bearcats.
I thought he
really
got a
did.
brand new setup for a second with like a green screen and like dang.
All right, should we actually talk some sports here? We've been live for 18 minutes. We haven't talked any sports yet.
Well, I'm curious what this does with Aiden Hutchinson.
No, he's going to go second. If you're Detroit, how do you not take Aiden Hutchinson?
Because you take Sauce, because isn't he from there?
I mean, Sauce is kind of rocking.
No, it's Aiden Hutchinson.
Sauce is rocking Detroit colors.
How about the ice
with that blue suit? He was looking definitely like a the Incredibles character today with that blue suit.
You see the picture I took with him when I was at Hollywood Studios?
Yeah.
They have a big golden Frozone statue.
Did you label it like, here I am with Sauce?
I did.
It's great.
I did. And I'm going to tweet it out tonight. I was waiting for him to get drafted.
Yeah, Dave, we're not going to, it's not going to be all sports. Trust me. We're killing 5 hours here.
Have you met us?
We're going to talk sports occasionally. But for the most part, we're just going to hang out. That's the whole point. That was the whole point of this thing to begin with, right?
Pick is in.
Oh,
Detroit was quick. Well, I don't know. I mean, there was about 15 minutes since the Jags submitted their pick when they announced it.
At this rate, Rayvon Griffith is going to commit on Sunday before the Bengals get a pick in the first round.
Let's not make that joke yet because we're here live until this round is over. And Aiden Hutchinson is the Lions pick. So now we're kind of in the Sauce zone. 3 to 7, I think, is where this happens.
Yeah. I saw a lot. I know Aaron and I talked about it. There were a lot of mock drafts that started popping up with Stingley going 3.
I don't know how you take that risk, man. Did you see
That's
the
a
shade
huge-
Sauce threw at him?
No, I just know that's a huge risk. I feel like. I mean, he hasn't played.
Sauce in an interview was basically like, you don't have to worry about all that outside stuff. Like, I'm gonna play. I'm not gonna sit out. Like, I'm gonna be available. Like, yeah, he came at him pretty hard. It was like, ooh.
Why would he sit out? I don't understand what that's in reference to.
Stingley's.
Stingley sat out this entire year? Like, he could have came back,
Yep.
but
Texans.
shut it down.
Here comes the Val Kilmer Iceman lookalike, Aiden Hutchinson.
I mean, the sitting out thing for Stingley wasn't even the thing for me. It was he had an unbelievable freshman year. And then his sophomore year, they were the worst pass defense in the country. Literally dead last. Like, you're the number one corner, and yet you played on the worst pass defense in America? I don't know about that. I just wonder how much of his tape was like, they beat the brains off of everyone, and teams had to throw. So he made a bunch of plays because there was no balance. Like, LSU was scoring 50 points a game that entire season.
At will, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. Like,
And we've
I
all
get
talked-
it. Like, he's super athletic, and he was the number one player in his class, and like, I understand it, but I don't think his production matches up.
And we've talked about it that there's like, Sauce, as good as he is, it kind of hurt him a little bit to not have much. Like, they didn't throw at him. We've talked. There were teams that were legitimately like, we just put a scrub over there because we
have no intention.
That side of the field was gone. So
my favorite part is the teams that were like, well, we wanted to throw at him, and then we got in the game, and the guy was never open, so we just quit doing that. Like,
right.
So here we go. Texans 3 pick is in already. Okay, I like the pace of this draft. Let's go.
It did pick up quite a bit here. Like, Hutchinson was already
I'm a big
walking
fan
out
of this, right? Well, I guess if you're the Texans, you already knew, like,
On my screen,
Walker
it's still
goes
not
1,
in.
Hutchinson goes 2. It just says on the left, Texans pick is in.
Well, it's still counting down at 4:35 for me.
Wow. Well, yeah, are you streaming?
All right, pick is in. Yeah, I'm streaming.
Okay, you're streaming. Then you're like 30 seconds behind.
But so they they only had 4.5 minutes left, so it's not like super quick. But
I think they only get 10 now, right? It
Is it
used
10?
to be 15.
it used to be 15. Well, of course they were doing that on like when we were rolling Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or was
Yeah.
it just Saturday, Sunday?
Ooh,
Sorry,
are
Ken.
you all right?
So,
No, I was
so
saying,
this is the
I was saying sorry to Ken here.
this is what somebody call this the fro zone.
We're in the fro zone.
3
through 7, the fro zone.
3 through 7.
And you're right, Dave. Production versus potential is Ritter versus Malik. Man, you look at some of his Malik, his numbers against pressure, against or on third downs, passes he's supposed to complete. Like, I get how tantalizing he is athletically, physically, but Dez ain't that far off. And the reality is, Dez has played in an NFL type system and not a one and go. So, yeah, Keith, love the pace. You and me both, brother. Like, if we can keep this up, we're in good shape because we were afraid we're going to be here till 1 o'clock in the morning.
That's the thing is, like, these teams, like the only teams that should really have like any like time to make a decision are, you're looking at like after maybe pick like 15, because everybody should have like, their top 3 guys, and it's unlikely that those guys disappear. I mean, realistically, like they got to know who's going to be going in the top 10, and then you got your next couple guys, and you got to be like, okay, well, this is the pick we're going to make.
Is that a Bengals fan right there?
I'm pretty far behind. I think I'm watching the ABC stream on YouTube. So
Okay.
They're showing the green room.
Here we go. Stingley.
Really?
Yeah.
Boo!
Boo. Boo.
But now I feel like I kind of feel like now though, like with Stingley going ahead of Sauce, like maybe that takes a little. Not that I feel like Sauce would put too much pressure on himself, but like his career arc production, like we're talking like down the road here, like
They just gave Sauce another chip in his shoulder.
yeah.
Yeah. And now he doesn't have to go to the Texans.
I mean, the kid has been kind of counted out a lot for from the start,
For
and
for a guy with his status. I mean, I don't know. I don't agree with it.
It is a risky pick.
Not my CB1.
Nah, I tend to listen to guys like Richard Sherman, who said that Sauce was CB1. So
Stingley's talented. Make no mistake about that.
Absolutely.
But it's about more than talent sometimes. Blessing in disguise for Sauce. I kind of agree with that. Fake John Goebel. I don't want him to go to either New York team either. Actually, I think the Giants are kind of like getting it back together.
Now that Gettleman's gone.
Yeah, I think they've actually got a pretty good setup going forward. Like, I think that would be a decent spot. The Jets are always a hot mess. Teams spend all their available time calling around to see what kind of return they can get in a trade. Yeah, Andrew, but I mean, you got to they've also spent, hundreds of hours developing their draft board. So they know who they're going to pick. They are trying to figure out, can I get better value in a trade? The problem with this draft is without the top end quarterbacks, where's the value in trading and moving around in this draft? Like, there's a lot of depth. I don't think there's anybody. Look at the guy that just went number 1. Like, that wasn't consensus. That wasn't something that everybody felt the same way about. So,
well, it was Aiden for like
months. Felt
three months since the end of the season. It's been Aiden Hutchinson. And then Jacksonville goes and pulls the okey doke. What's the over under for there being a commercial break for the Bengals at 31?
Huge.
I mean, there's always a commercial break for the Bengals, right?
It happens 100% of the time, every time.
Maybe not this year. Maybe they give some respect. Maybe they put some respect on the Bengals.
Was that like 90% of the game is half mental? Put you like that right there, didn't I? That's a Yogi Berra-ism.
Hey, boo boo.
Berra.
Why don't you give me some of that picnic basket?
You're clearly too young to know who Yogi Berra is.
I know who Yogi Berra is.
Evan Prater just tweeted, "Wow, thumbs down, go Bearcats."
Oh man. I mean, it is. I do think it is better for Sauce. Like, what a nightmare that is going to Houston.
Yogi Berra was in that commercial where it was Yogi and Yao. And he was like, yo, Yao, yo, Yao.
Mm-hmm. He was, yeah. Right.
Capital One or something. I don't know.
Oh, boy. We got a commercial now. The Jets pick is in.
It's like deja vu all over again.
We got 69 live viewers.
Nice.
Any chance Atlanta picks Dez with 8? I think it would be a long shot. I wouldn't rule it out completely. I know they liked him a lot.
If they trade down, I think we're having a different conversation.
Yeah. If you see him drop back to middle of the first round, maybe.
I just don't want Dez to go to Pittsburgh.
Nobody does.
I mean, the reality is it's the best place for him to go. Like, uh-oh. Coming in hot. Oh, where'd he go? Hi, David.
Hello.
You think it's a blessing in disguise to see Stingley go to Houston so Sauce doesn't have to play there?
Yeah. I did not want him going there since it's an absolute dumpster fire.
Wait a minute. I thought there was some sort of like
Drinking game
game that you realize that there are drinks attached to your predictions from our show a few weeks ago. As soon as we go back and tally them up,
it was I feel like absolute gutter trash. So
you feel like the Houston Texans?
So there are gonna not be any drinks going in this body tonight. That's for sure.
Are you going to be able to rally for the weekend?
Yeah, I just got like some stomach thing. My stomach's just messed up tonight, so I feel pretty good otherwise. But
look how excited this draft room is. They're stoked.
They should be.
You think it's happening?
I mean, I didn't just jump on here at this time for nothing.
See. Are you okay with them going to the Jets, or are they a gutter trash organization too?
No, I would be okay with that. I like their coach, a good defensive coach. It's going to be funny if he goes to the Jets because I know the Giants absolutely loved him.
So are we all going crazy?
I mean, I won't go crazy because I don't have the energy, but you guys can.
Oh no, let's go.
The thing is I'll be behind.
Well, your phone should get the alert on time.
I have all the alerts turned off.
Sauce?
There we go.
Yeah!
Top 4, baby.
There it is.
Dave, do you think he has a chip on his shoulder going in?
No. Oh, yeah.
Stingley was the first pick.
Oh, yeah.
Of the cornerbacks.
Look at that suit.
Does Goodell call him Sauce? Did he call him Sauce or did he call him Ahmad? I don't have any volume on.
Sauce Gardner. He called him Sauce.
Nice. Look at him. Man.
I love that suit.
That's
fantastic.
it's
a pretty dope suit.
Oh, all right. All right. I see you, Marcus. Dapping him up on his way to the podium.
What did it was Fick in there? Fick and
Brady.
I wasn't paying like 100% attention.
I saw a tweet where Perry Eliano was at the draft. Was he there with Sauce as a guest?
Sauce must have gone the wrong way because he just turned around and went like.
Yes.
He probably had to go out of the way to go get to the Notre Dame table.
What channel are you guys watching it on?
ESPN.
I'm on ESPN.
Oh, okay, I'm on.
I've got ESPN and ABC up.
I've got NFL Network because I can't stand Mike Greenberg.
That's fair.
Well, I have them muted, but the best part about this is I get to see all of the Sauce highlights that they're putting up because they're different ones on both streams.
That's great. All right, give me a minute. I'm getting some content up here.
So awesome.
You guys can talk. Ask Dave questions. He's the expert.
A buddy just texted me. Sauce to the Jets sucks for him.
I don't know. Like, I mean, they seem to be like trying at least. Like,
all I know is that like every fan base wanted him. Like, it was just funny, like watching the whole draft build up where And like listening to Rich Eisen, since he's a Jets fan, he wanted him bad too. He's about to be interviewed on NFL Network if you want to switch over there.
I've got my sound down because I'm responsibly podcasting.
Well, I don't. So
That's
What is this?
fantastic.
ABC, they're like dropping some lockbox down.
Because he was the most locked down corner in all of the NCAA last year.
I don't know.
Dave, do they play press man?
they will. It's interesting. Like Salah, when he was with the Niners, they were much more of like a build up the defensive line to make the corners better.
He's running. Where's he running to?
Type thing.
He's getting some work in. Sorry, go ahead, Dave.
But
Sauce was running.
But yeah, I mean, they're going to play him in what he does best. He's going to have to play some off. He's going to have to play some zone. But that's his bread and butter. They're not going to they're going to let him do that. So, I think it's just an overall, like, truly like a best player type thing. You make it work. You fit him in because he's clearly like a top 4 player.
I mean, I still think he's the best player in the draft, but
Top 3. There was a reach on Stingley in the pick before him.
No, that doesn't count.
The lockbox they were dropping down was, I think that's Chris Angel. He predicted that he wrote down the top 3 picks and he got them all right.
In my personal record book, Sauce was the number 3 pick in this draft.
the Texans don't count anyway. Dave, how mad are the Giants?
I mean, I'm sure they're not thrilled, but
I mean, the thing is, if you want it, you got to move up.
I'm not going to be a spoiler, but I already know who they're picking. But like, it's very, it's just interesting now where they go because I know he was hired.
How do you know who they're picking?
Because I know someone that tips picks.
Oh, so that's why you got on, is because you were already tipped that Sauce was the pick.
Now you're thinking with your head.
You talking about Malik?
No. If you guys want to know, I mean, it's not like he's a secret. He's big on Twitter. His name's Dov, D-O-V, Kleiman, Kleiman. He somehow gets the picks from somebody before they're announced.
Does that make Sauce the highest drafted Bearcat ever?
Yes.
Ever, yeah. Greg Cook was 5, right?
Yes, Greg Cook was 5th.
Wow.
We're also gonna get some Sauce Jamar Chase this year.
Yeah, yeah.
In the Big Apple.
Do you put him on Chase or do you put him on Higgins?
Oh,
Either
you put
way.
him on Chase.
Either way, it's tough. And if it is true that Sauce gave Jalen Ramsey some pointers, he's already been studying Bengals film.
Yeah, he's definitely going to play on that same side. They're going to now they move receivers around in the NFL a lot
way
more
than college.
And I think even in next year, I think you'll see Chase in the slot even more. That's kind of like becoming an even bigger thing in the NFL, is moving your number 1 into the slot.
Who's the lunatic freaking out on the TV?
Some Make-A-Wish kid, so watch your mouth.
He's just hype.
Hell yeah, he gets to come out and present the pick for the Giants.
Still the Giants.
Aaron, Jesus. Jeff, how do you handle him, Jeff?
So we got 5
Ed's the other option.
5 defensive players to start the draft.
Kayvon Thibodeau.
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Oh,
I
he's
mean,
got a pretty.
you'd have to probably go back and look at the Chad Pennington draft, right? Because that's the last time that like quarterback was valued this low, wasn't it?
But still, to get 5 defensive in a row to start, I mean, usually there'd be a offensive
receiver.
lineman in there, or
Yeah.
maybe a wide receiver.
Evan Neal going to be 6 then?
I don't know. His stuff has kind of gone all over the place. Like I've started to see him like 10 to 15. There seems to be some like made up injury concerns
With who?
with Evan Neal
Evan
from
Neal.
Alabama.
Oh,
So I don't.
like he
That's-
can never.
That's the hard thing to know is because like there was not a consensus number 1 player at any position except for center. So
Yeah, that's wild.
So you can't just be like, oh well, they're gonna take this guy because like
They need
Well,
they need
seven-
They
X
need that
position.
spot.
7 teams might have this offensive tackle 1, 10 teams might have him 2. Like it's very, very team specific. Because there just wasn't like I don't want to like talk down to this class, but it's just not like Jamar Chase is easily the number 1 pick in this draft.
Yeah.
So like, and I'm not even sure that's even debatable. So like, it's just not. I mean, when you hear people talk about like the meat of the draft is in the 3rd or 4th round, well, that's not great. Usually they should be saying like the top 10 picks are loaded with future all pros.
Right.
Like last year's draft, I think was pretty good.
The Jets got an all pro.
Well, yeah.
That was awesome. Thibodeau and that kid just like went berserk on the stage.
I think Thibodeau got a total bogus rap in this whole draft, like build up.
He probably should have been top 2, shouldn't he?
He broke a rhinestone off his
I mean,
collar.
Because the guy has an actual personality, people turn that into like character concerns. Like, wait, what? Like, because he's not just a dull robotic human being, like that means that he's not a good dude.
I mean, you saw people saying that about Sauce. He's too confident. He's too cocky. Like, have you not watched, like, seen cornerbacks, like the best ones in the NFL? Deion Sanders was a quiet, calm, genteel personality.
I don't even think it has to do with that as much as like with Thibodeau, it was like his outgoingness and his interests and like being able to carry on like a conversation about things other than football were like held against him by some people. It's like, okay.
I just think that sometimes people want to like nitpick and find like the littlest things here and there that they could blow out of proportion into something, like for a storyline that's not even really there.
It's become a very much a analysis by paralysis, over analyzing every little thing.
Right.
What does that mean? It probably means nothing. Like,
it probably means he's just a normal human.
Yeah.
Instead of a programmed football robot.
Yeah, like
God forbid.
Right. I mean,
Chad, you'll appreciate this. Fake John Goebel said, easy. Aaron looks like a Make-A-Wish kid without the beard.
Wow.
Is this your wish, Aaron?
I'm happy. I'm happy for Sauce.
Oh,
that's
that's
funny.
outstanding, Fake John Goebel.
Fake John Goebel.
Oh, I think Jason had asked earlier, am I able to comment on this thing, or do I have to probably log in, don't I?
What do you?
Yeah, you can just talk.
Well, yeah, I know I can talk, but I said it earlier, so I don't know if
this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or are you going to talk?
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah, Dove, D-O-V. Kleiman, K-L-E-I-M-A-N.
Aaron, type that in the chat.
Sure.
And no, John, Carolina will not take a quarterback.
Who they taking, Dave?
I mean, I don't really want to say if I don't want to ruin people's. People don't like the pick tippers.
I mean, but we're all here. You guys don't mind if Dave tips picks, do you? No.
You have the
Okay.
whole list all the way out to the end of the round, so
Dave already knows the whole draft.
Through 32.
I mean, it really becomes more obvious on like Saturday when they're like 3 picks ahead of
Right.
of the TV. Like they keep picking while
the broadcast is going on.
Yeah, I mean, this is a television show, but I mean, they're picking, not according to their, they just keep going when, instantly on the clock and everything.
it turns into a fantasy draft where people are just like, this guy, I'm gonna take this guy.
But the Panthers, yeah, I don't know. I think they made the right decision for the Panthers. But
Can you hear me? Is my mic working?
yes.
Yeah.
I got a message that my mic stopped working. I'm like,
So who are
No, you just switched to your.
no, but then after that, it said I got a whole long like drop down dialogue box that was like your mic is not working anymore.
Chad, who are all the special guests tonight?
No, you good.
So we got Gino calling in at some point from the Des Ritter draft party.
Nice. I just saw a video. I haven't watched it yet, but I just saw a video post from the Des Ritter draft party.
And then hopefully Brady's gonna hit us up at some point in time from Vegas.
Oh, nice.
Justin Williams is gonna come in.
Very good.
Mo Egger is gonna come in.
Very good.
Distinguished guest Ed Mayhall, after he gets done with his worm farm, is gonna join us.
I don't know what that means, but cool.
Nobody does, but it's provocative. He gets the people going.
Oh, that was during the after show, wasn't it? So
It was
there's
the after show.
There's no recorded part of
No,
that.
no telling what happens in the after show. Chad, I'm gonna give you control here for a second. I'm gonna go grab another beer.
Okay. I'm driving the car. We're all in trouble now. So Dave, what are we thinking on quarterback? Like what's your thought process now? Because Atlanta at 8 is like, if it doesn't happen there, right? It's going to be a while.
I can't see them. I cannot. It's very hard for me to see a quarterback going in the top 10. So once I feel like at some point the Steelers are going to start making calls, like how far do we have to go up? But if they like both of them fairly equally, say it's Pickett and Willis, then they can just sit there and wait. Because why are you going to give up draft capital if you don't if you're cool with either?
And you think Dez is third?
I do. But I could be dead wrong. So it's I just think it gets interesting once you get, because if they don't go in the top 10, then it gets interesting. Because who likes a quarterback and now feels like, okay, we can go make a play on one.
Right.
So I don't know. I think there's still a lot to be decided.
I like how we're literally all tweeting or on Twitter right now.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing too. If it's not Pittsburgh or it's not the Saints, I would personally I would want to see Dez go to the Titans or the Colts or the Seahawks with a trade up or even into the second round. I know nobody wants to hear that, but I would just much rather him be in a position to have the best chance to have a great career versus going 15 spots higher, maybe.
Yeah, there's a lot of money in those 15 spots, though.
There are, but if you get screwed because you're in an organization that sucks,
Right.
does it does it shorten your career or change your career trajectory?
No, you're right.
I mean, like, I'm not comparing the quarterbacks, but like Andy Dalton getting drafted where he got drafted versus getting drafted to they built around him, and yes, they played him right away, but like it was just a good fit for him. The offense was a good fit. Like I want him to, like, kind of like Sauce. Like I just don't want him to go to like a fucking dumpster fire of an organization that doesn't know how to develop quarterbacks, doesn't know how to add pieces, that is changing coaches constantly. Like I mean, I'm not like apologizing or siding with Baker Mayfield, but like I don't want him to go to a situation where he has 4 offensive coordinators in 4 years.
No,
Danny
you're
Cannell.
right.
Danny Cannell says Sauce is going to be a better pro than Stingley. Agreed. Colin Cowherd said that the Jets just landed the best player in the draft at pick number 4.
Here's Sauce getting the call.
There's Perry. I see his head.
All right, fellas, I'm going to bounce out for a little bit. I'll be back later.
All right, we'll be here.
All right.
There you go. Dave Simone.
Round of applause.
BCJ draft analyst. Dave Simone is let's see. Giants pick is in with 7. This would have been, I don't think Sauce would have gone past here. Like,
no.
I think they might have taken the tackle at 5 and then taken Sauce at 7 if the Jets didn't get him at 4, which probably fueled the Jets to get him at 4, right? Neil, I'm guessing UC's got to have a video team there, like have to, right?
Yeah.
You have to get video of Luke calling him Sauce for the first time.
You have to get video of this entire
Everything.
draft.
Yeah. Well, just like, again, Freeman said it today. They had Freeman and Ryan Day on ESPN together, and they were asking him like Kyle Hamilton, what does it mean? And it's what we've been talking about for weeks. Is look, you have to be able to sit down with kids and say, your wildest dreams can come true here. Like, whatever is the most like unbelievable thing you can fathom, you have to be able to tell kids, like, this is what, this is we can do it. Sorry. The text messages tonight are absurd.
Is your phone
and
blowing
now,
up?
Yeah, and now Cincinnati's going to be able to do that. They're going to be able to tell a kid, we can make you a top 5 pick in the NFL draft. We've done it.
That's what we talked about that Tuesday, Aaron. I guess you'd been posing the question about, is this one of the single biggest weekend for Cincinnati football?
Absolutely,
and it absolutely is. Like my thoughts on it were like not only can you come here and go to the NFL, but if you want to look at, because a lot of people like to look at star ratings, right? I mean, that's as much as you can look at it and say it doesn't really mean that much. To some of these kids, it does. And you can take a kid. You've got coaches here who took a kid that wasn't a 5-star, quote unquote NFL lock kind of guy, and he just got picked in the top 4.
I don't know. I couldn't be happier for the young man.
Well, he's just a great kid. Like, yes, he's got confidence and he's got swag and he's got personality. But really, like, when you get to know him, he's humble, he's quiet. Like, He's not over the top. He
He's
just
got
believes in himself.
Well, I feel like he's got the type of personality that's not going to get swallowed up by New York City.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Like, there's a lot of guys who have gone to New York City and either the media has been too much or the city, like the nightlife has been too much or whatever the case may be with New York. But just kind of what we know about Sauce, I don't feel like that's going to be a situation that he finds himself lost.
It's
in
not
New
going to be
York
too
City.
much for him.
Lost in the
Yeah.
sauce? You
Well, I
don't
was
think?
trying to avoid that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. Like, there's none of that with him.
Me either.
Yeah, okay.
Cheers. Falcons do something crazy. The Falcons are screwing up our rhythm here, right? Like we
Yeah,
had
they
the
are.
pick is in kind of quick.
I don't know. I'm
It
still
was-
at 5.5, so it's not crazy.
There's 459.
I'm at 446.
Make a
Suck
pick,
it.
Atlanta.
So Sauce. Here's a question. It's on the Bearcat Journal board. NK Bearcat 12 says, I've said it before, but I think this play was when the Fickle era officially began, and it's the pick six against UCF. I still think that day in the Rose Bowl, like, that was something special. Because it was so unexpected, especially as bad as they were in 2017, right? To go out and like turn things around like that. And Mike Warren became a star. Yeah, Neil's with me. UCLA win. I agree.
I mean, obviously, I think the UCF game was the Sauce coming out party. That's a no-brainer.
For sure. Absolutely.
I don't know that that's necessarily the Fickle era coming out party. I think I would tend to agree with you that UCLA performance out there was.
Well, remember, like what I always talk about, remember that going into that, all we were hoping for was 6-6, right? Remember, just get to a bowl game with this team. Please get to a bowl game. Get us out of the gutter that was the Tommy Tuberville era. And the fan base will feel good. The fan base will feel like things are on the right track. And then they went and won 11 games. Like, I don't know how you can ignore to say that the pick six was the beginning of the Fickle era. You're ignoring that entire 2018 season. I don't think you can do that. The fourth down calls at UCLA, yeah, like that was Big Dick Fick, right? Like that was. Look, we didn't come here to tie or screw around. We came here to beat UCLA. And the decision to put Dez. Well, Dez was going to play that third series no matter what. Like that part was scripted. It was the decision not to go back to Hayden Moore, right? Like, okay, this is working. Like, Dez is getting us into what we need to do to win this game, so we're just going to ride.
Falcons picks in.
Fake John Goebel says the Warren TD was the start of the Fick era. The pick six was the statement that the American now runs through Cincinnati. You are correct, Fake John Goebel.
Unless you're a UCF fan, and then the Bearcats are all on borrowed time, and
Yeah.
we're just a flash in the pan.
Yeah.
Drake London to the Falcons.
Okay.
So I think we're going to be here a while waiting on a quarterback.
Yeah.
You hadn't heard that it was scripted. Yeah, that was the plan was to get Dez in on the third series and then go back to Hayden. So like the plan was for them to rotate, but with Hayden kind of being the starter at that point in time. And then remember he had the fumble at the goal line or the fumble at their own goal line on the second series. Dez goes in and takes over and they look good. And the decision from there was we're just leaving him in. We're letting the young kids stay. So now you've heard that, Neil. That's part of the fun of being on these shows, right? You hear something you didn't know. The University of Central Florida Knights of Gold. Drake London's a bad dude. Like, did you watch any of Drake London last year
Not live.
before he got hurt? Oh my God. Like, they were throwing to him like 17 times a game. And he was still like he was their only offensive weapon. They were just throwing it to him on every passing snap. And he would make plays every time.
I just saw a highlight where he literally just palmed a ball out of the
Yeah.
air.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
like-
he's unbelievable.
But like underneath, like the ball was
Yeah.
like, that was impressive.
He's unbelievable. He's so good. Dave was in his corner a lot on he's the best wide receiver in this class. Yeah, I mean, does this start the run on receivers? It's possible. That wasn't really expected from Atlanta. When do UCF fans show up in your mentions? 3 minutes. 3 minutes tops.
Well, I mean, let's talk about who Sauce is going to be going up against, though. Now he's going to be going up against Tyreek Hill twice a year, going up against Jalen Waddle twice a year, going up against Stephon Diggs twice a year.
Devontae Parker's now with the Patriots.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's gonna have his work cut out for him. Just so everyone knows that everyone at Roosters was cheering for Sauce because of Chelsea. You're welcome. I'm sure. He
Oh,
felt
I love Roosters.
You guys got to talk for a second.
Have you ever eaten at Roosters, Aaron?
It's probably my favorite wing place.
Oh, well, that's fair.
One of
You
the
know
few
that
places that gives you like the whole wing, right?
You know
Like-
that I don't eat the wings there
Really?
because the first time that I went there, I go there for lunch at work a lot, but I got the chicken quesadilla, but I add the Mexi style chicken that they have.
Okay.
And I'm a guy that once I find like what I like at a place, I won't deviate. So I'm locked in on the Mexi chicken quesadilla wrap thing that they got because it's incredible. But my buddy eats their wings and says that they are really good.
They're loaded tots, man.
Oh, the dumpster tots.
Yes. Yes.
Like it's hard to like get excited about something that is
You
a
and
food referenced a trash receptacle, but
you and Chelsea are apparently on the same page with the quesadillas.
so good. Like
They are sibling companies, kinda. The brothers got into a fight when they were together, and not anymore.
Okay, don't call me a weirdo. I just like what I like.
Kind of weird.
It's not weird. I mean, I enjoy wings, but
Kind of weird.
middle of the day lunch is not what I'm looking for.
Tell me more about tots.
It's just a bowl of tots with literally like everything. Every topping that they have, they just
Nacho
put it-
cheese, jalapenos, bacon, sour cream, chives. What am I
Just-
missing here? Some ranch southwestern sauce.
If you ask them to put like chicken on it, like this shredded chicken, they'll do it.
You know from experience.
Yeah. I mean, like they will literally make them dumpster tots.
Apparently Ritter was just on a DoorDash commercial. So kudos to him on that.
I've been scrolling back because earlier today I saw I've been offered by UC tweet, and it was a football player, and it made mention like we can get you to the NFL, or like if you want to play on Sundays or something. It was like they were already, or we can get you to draft day, I think is what it said.
Okay.
I can't find it now. It was a really well done graphic, as UC's graphic team is always top notch.
No skyline in Michigan, but I did get Coney's for dinner to properly celebrate the day. Did what you could.
Andrew, how many Skyline cheese conies do you think you can eat in one sitting?
No QB at 9 by the Seahawks.
My streams haven't even come back. They're still in commercials.
Sick and tired of the Mike Greenberg Just for Men commercial showing up in my. We're just blocking. I don't want to block Greeny. I just want to block Just for Men so they can't be in my commercials anymore. Get it out of here.
So who do you think the next Bearcat taken is? Do you think it's going to be?
It's got to be Ritter. I don't think Pierce is going to hop Ritter in the first round or in the second round for that matter.
Fair.
Drake London is a made-up Madden campus legend.
I would like to see Pierce drop to a spot where the Bengals could take him.
So how long does it take for Sauce to have a Big Apple sauce? Like have Mott's be
Like his
thing. Yeah, I'm not kidding.
I mean, there's gonna
First endorsement. You think that's gonna be? You think that's gonna be first endorsement for Sauce? Mott's Big Apple
Applesauce. I could see it. He said he was an applesauce guy in an interview.
I think I recall that.
I like apple.
I think what you see is you see Sauce come out with his own sauce.
That'd be interesting.
In New York City, like you get with one of those like big name chefs and come out with the sauce. You just call it the sauce.
Oh,
The sauce. You guys want a little breaking news?
yeah, always.
Sources have just confirmed to Bearcat Journal that Wes Miller and Andre Morgan were in Atlanta today doing an in-home visit with none other than one of the fastest rising players in the country in 6'9" center Arrington Page, who is a teammate of five-star Bearcat primary target Isaiah Collier.
That's good. I think. Can we check with everybody else? Is that good?
Ed, do you think that's good?
It seems like it could be good.
Arrington Page.
I was just waiting for how many times Ed talked into his microphone before we put him on the screen.
Ed,
We can do a couple more times.
I'm the captain now.
Hey, it's your ship.
I
So,
found that
yeah.
graphic. I found the graphic I was talking about that like reference back to what you said, Chad, about they can go into these recruits' houses and talk about, we can get you to the NFL. And Anwar O'Neal, I can't pull it up here, but he tweeted out the graphic I guess the UC gave to him today, where he's in a half of a Cincinnati jersey, and then
Those are dope.
It actually looks like possibly a Jets jersey or an Eagles jersey underneath it, and it just says your path to the draft starts here.
Yep.
Already capitalizing.
I mean, of course, that like you would be mad at them if they didn't.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Like it would be a lost opportunity.
I mean, that's low-hanging fruit right now.
Ooh, I love it. Did you see the Jets tweet?
No.
There's so many of them at this point.
Juice is temporary, sauce is forever.
I've got UFC night fans in my DMs.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, it's UCF, not UFC, but
All right, I meant to say UCF. It's been a long day.
You all right, Ed?
It's been a long day.
Were the worms acting up today, or
Oh yeah, they were acting up.
Ed, were you a guy that had like an ant farm when you were growing up?
Yeah. I had one of those
Tamagotchi.
no what? No.
You had sea monkeys, didn't you? Brine
No.
shrimp, and
No, I had one of those. It's like a little, I don't know, it's like a little nature container. It's like wooden and it had like mesh around it. And you could put like caterpillars and stuff in it. I put a lot of pill bugs in there.
You captured roly polies and just stuffed them in a wooden container, Ed?
I'm gonna put grass and stuff in there too, but
Oh, wait a minute. I don't think did Andrew answer how many cheese conies he could eat?
I don't know.
Andrew Wood?
Yeah.
Depends
was
on
his
the
answer?
day. Leg day, he says he could hit double digits.
I mean,
Ed, how many
I
cheese
probably
conies could you eat in one sitting?
it's 9.5, but I could have probably, if we wouldn't have had sound problems, I probably could have, if I would have ate faster.
How did sound problems affect the number of cheese conies you could eat that night, Ed?
Because I had to stop eating at the pace that I was going at so I could go fix the audio problems so that we would have a full podcast and a full video to send to Mr. Sean Casey. If I wouldn't have done that, then we would have just been a bunch of dudes talking to each other, eating cheese conies.
The number of your cheese conies was affected by you eating them with a fork.
I wasn't eating with a fork. Go back and watch the tape.
Watch the tape, Aaron.
Watch the tape, Aaron.
Look at Dez has got a DoorDash deal now.
Yeah,
We did talk about that while you were on the phone.
I just saw that. Yeah.
It's crazy
For
how
him.
much money these guys are going to make these days. Desmond
But-
Ritter, dasher / football player.
but what's crazier is how much money these college kids are going to make these days.
They're going to make a lot. Some of them even in high school.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Is he really at the draft party?
Who?
Oh, and then Garrett Wilson to the Jets at 10.
Oh, we're already to 10. I missed 9. I missed 9 completely.
Yeah, I don't think I saw 9.
Oh,
I think it was somebody from Mississippi State, actually.
yeah, Charles Cross. There it is.
Yes.
Mississippi State tackle Charles Cross, number 9. Yeah, he's at Ed, you're right. I was going to do that, but then I decided to do this and then go to Fort Wayne this weekend to watch Rayvon Griffith play basketball.
Hey, Jeff, Chad Johnson was close. He said Chris Olave and Sauce were who you would want on both sides of the ball from this draft. They picked up Garrett Wilson and Sauce in New York.
Andrew Woods. Guess what? Alec is also a Packers fan and wants to go to the Packers.
Well, his boy Josiah's there.
Right?
Yeah.
Steven, I love listening to these podcasts and hearing Chad's phones ring with that ringtone around 9 p.m. This is every day. Like it's just Aaron knows. Aaron will be talking in the middle of a conversation. It's like, gotta go. Call you back.
Aaron, keep talking. I know that I got to take a phone call. You keep talking. I know it's just the two of us. No big deal.
Well, this time you had your guys. Like the whole
I know.
PTP is here,
I know.
so
It's true.
you were
Well,
prepared.
Ed's in and out. He may be eating cheese conies again.
I'm trying to fix this thing. I was gonna wear my diamond white, but it was in the wash.
Oh.
The one that you
We're
didn't
killing
call
some
us
time
about.
now, Ed. You want to a Packers fan from Chicago. I guess his dad is from Wisconsin, which I didn't know. Like we didn't get that from Greg. But I guess he grew up a Packers fan. So he wants to go to the Packers.
It wouldn't be a bad place to go as a wide receiver.
Doing anything Sunday night? A pretty good chance I'll be right here in this chair.
We going live, chat?
Sunday night? I'd say the odds are good.
What's happening Sunday?
The end of the draft, they do like a Mr. Irrelevant thing. So they're gonna cover that.
That's good stuff. I'm check that out too then.
I love
What is wrong with this
Jeff here.
TV?
It'll be the.
Why do
it'll
you
be-
have to? Why do you? What do you? Why do you have to do this to see it?
I got a whole setup down here, Chad.
Okay. Well, you should have it in a better position where you don't have to break your neck to. I mean, I've got a whole setup too. Mine's right there.
The Saints
Except
traded.
for
The
my
Saints
head.
traded
Saints
up.
Traded. Making moves.
I'll be right back. I gotta go fix this again.
Where are you going?
I never know what he's doing over there. I never know.
No one knows what Ed's doing over there. He probably had a couple worms escape. He's trying to chase them down.
Ed doesn't know what Ed's doing over there.
Oh man!
So let's see who the Saints had
If
at the
y'all
top
aren't
of their quarterback board.
if y'all aren't turning into pardon the punctuation, this is literally what happens every Tuesday night. For the record,
It's true.
It can get off the rails. You will get a little bit of sports information, but it will get off the rails quickly.
and Chad's our unofficial fourth, along with our boy Clay.
Oh, good old Clay.
Bearcat Mick, I think, is watching. Bearcat Mick. The people said they don't want the
Spoilers.
spoilers.
Time out. What is happening in Ed's screen right now? It's mini Ed. He has his own cutout.
That's from the.
Was that from the COVID season?
Yes.
I'm convinced now that half the time when we talk to Ed and he doesn't answer us on the show, it's because
just
it's actually
cutout.
his cutout.
Unbelievable.
I think you should have moved the mic and just spoken off camera and left your.
Your guy, Dr. Lupo, does that, Ed, when he eats lunch every day. He just has his empty chair in front
His
of a
chair
microphone.
spins.
Yeah, and the chair moves and he talks.
Oh, Bearcat Mick is saying that is just his opinion.
Okay. Just making sure. The people have spoken and they don't want the spoilers. Ed, what do you think of Aaron's face?
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think I like it.
You don't like it?
Does it make you uncomfortable?
It kind of does. I'm not gonna lie.
That's fine. That's fine.
Ed
Like,
had
I
to
don't
save-
think.
Ed had to save his own
His
seat.
own seat, his own basement. Is that your seat check, Ed? You put mini Ed in there?
Yeah, I gotta make sure nobody else takes it.
What's EFT?
Escape from Tarkov.
What?
No, I don't play EFT. It looks impossible to play.
It's so much fun, but it will make you break every piece of your computer setup.
So I'm really good at sports video games. At shooting games, I am horrendous. I love EFT, like watching EFT, the strategy of it, everything that goes into it. But I would be the worst EFT player ever. Like, I would be that guy that Dr. Lupo shoots, and then it's like, oh, I feel bad for that guy. Like,
He's level 1.
he's level 1. I feel so bad for that guy.
Saints pick is in.
Is it Jameson?
I think it's a quarterback.
Oh, the draft is on Channel 5 too.
Who? Minnesota's up. Minnesota's not taking a quarterback. Why would you have jumped? I guess to jump Houston. If Houston,
Unless
pulls
it
a
could be
quarterback.
wide receiver, but I just don't know why they would jump here for a wide receiver.
Minnesota is in dire need of
Well,
another
but Minnesota
receiver.
could trade it to somebody. Maybe they're afraid Minnesota's going to trade out to somebody.
Maybe.
Teams panic on quarterbacks.
I hear you.
Right?
But is this the year that you want to panic on a quarterback?
If it's their guy and they
It
need
doesn't
it,
matter. Like, if you don't have a quarterback, you have to get a quarterback.
If it means more publicity for the University of Cincinnati, yeah, panic.
At the disco or just panic?
Both.
Okay. What's pretty punchable, Chelsea? Ed's face or Aaron's face?
I think Aaron's face.
I
without
thought
the
it's
beard.
Aaron's face.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
It's probably true.
I mean, all the times I say hi to her and Stewie at the UC games, never once did she tell me I had a punchable face.
Aaron may not be able to
Knowing her,
drive
I'm
through any
surprised.
school zones tomorrow.
Wow.
They might think he's one of them. One of us. One of us.
That was good.
Like, where's your hall pass, kid?
Truancy officer pulls me over.
You guys think I could play Rump Shaker for a bunch of elementary schools tomorrow?
Oh God, I forgot he's got a
No.
DJ.
Yeah, it's DJ Two Chins. I forgot.
I got Bop on the playlist.
DJ Two Chins. Oh God.
The ones and twos.
You got no one knows.
John just said no.
No.
You cannot do that, Ed.
This draft party might have to become an annual thing. Like first round of the draft, we all just
If
hang
Luke
out.
Fickle sticks around, it will be an annual thing.
You right.
Oh, and then
Just stop talking, Goodell, and
I
tell us who the
know.
pick.
like I don't know who this
Now
pick,
Tony Gonzalez is talking.
like I don't know who this pick is, but Neil
Why
just
is Tony
said that
Gonzalez talking for the Saints pick?
That's
that make
a
any
good
sense?
question.
No.
Not at all.
And there's Chargers fans up there too. Everything that's happening on stage right now is completely confusing.
Yeah,
I'm just glad they were able to fix the mic after Ice Cube broke it.
Is he presenting an award to Cam Akers? Is that Cam
No,
Akers?
the Saints pick is in.
yeah.
Says it right there on the bottom left-hand side.
Yep.
Announce
that-
the damn pick.
Unbelievable. I don't know what's happening.
They said that it's something. I don't have the volume up. They said it's something
neither.
for the schedule release.
I don't. I also.
Why can't we do this another day? Like
Tomorrow.
They're like a good time to do this.
Austin Eckler. Sorry, that is Austin Eckler. You're right.
A good time to do
Thanks,
this
Neil.
is right when the Saints pick is in.
There's a trade. Everybody's on the edge of their seat.
They announced that
Stupid.
Thursday night football games are on Amazon now, and Gonzalez is going to be a commentator.
I think there might be one more other person who might be a commentator for that. That I heard is in the works.
Is
Ed's-
it you, Ed?
Ed's wannabe BFF, Pat
Is it you,
McAfee.
Ed?
At McAfee.
Look at how Ed's doing his hair these
McAfee.
days.
No, they traded
the
up
way
for
I always
Olave.
say
They traded up for Olave?
Modeled right
Yeah.
after his boy.
Wow.
I guess they saw the run on receivers
Wow.
going, and they were like, "We got to do it."
Got to get us one of those.
Who's going to throw him the ball?
Question.
Maybe
Depends on what the terms of that trade were. Like, what did they give up to get Olave?
They
Does that keep them from getting a quarterback?
they still got famous Jameis.
I think so, yeah. Didn't he tear his ACL last year? I mean, not that he can't come back from that, but
I didn't see Sauce hug Bickle. Did I miss that?
he was there. There was a whole freaking crew there for Sauce.
Okay. And where's Dez at? Is he back here or is he
He's
back
in
in he's from
Louisville.
10?
He's in Louisville.
He's in Louisville. Okay.
the live CBSSports.com draft grades gives the Saints pick a C+. You trade up, and they give you
They give
a
you a
C+.
C+.
I'll be in Louisville this weekend. Do you think he wants to get dinner?
That's because I think Alec Pierce is better than
Right.
Chris Olave.
Chris Olave is pretty damn good.
He's good. Yes.
And the Lions traded up to 12.
And Houston's after them. Both are in need of a quarterback.
The Lions had to trade up to 12 to get a quarterback, right?
Yep. What I'm thinking.
And their pick's already in. They're like, let's
That's because
go.
Tony Gonzalez talked for 15 minutes.
Right.
Why shut that guy's mouth?
How do I watch football on Amazon? I feel
You
like
plug in the Fire Stick and you choose
I feel like
football.
that's going to be a whole big thing. Ugh,
No different than watching baseball on Apple.
I don't do that either.
By the way, they've been doing you've watched football on Amazon before because they started when we first started the podcast. They were doing Thursday night games on Amazon. Every once in a while, we did a Thursday night game
On my phone, maybe. I don't know how to watch it on the TV.
Well, I had the Fire Stick down here, so that's how we watched it.
Who are they looking at? Pickett? Is that Pickett?
Well, they were at the
Yes,
Senior Bowl.
that is Pickett sitting right there.
He's got some nice lettuce.
Looks like sunshine.
A little bit.
Sunshine.
Would everyone be shocked if
The
Pickett?
girl in the green sitting next to him looks like she's sick to her stomach.
I'm sure there's millions of dollars for her to spend on the line here.
She's like, his phone hasn't rang yet.
That's a penalty, ref, on a quarterback. Really, coach?
His phone hasn't rang yet. Oh.
All right.
Oh, that's just water.
Lions cheerleaders, not bad.
Would everyone be shocked though if it was Kenny Pickett as the first quarterback off the board? I'd be a little surprised.
It would be a total Detroit thing to do, to trade all the way up to 12 and take a guy that stinks.
Packers fan Andrew Woods is excited that it wasn't Alec Pierce, but Chris Olave off the board. Keith says Apple's making a bid for NFL ticket.
Okay. I'd be in.
Be a little easier.
Why is Mel Kiper talking? Get to the goddamn pick.
We're gonna have to buy every streaming service by like 2020.
I have
2030 probably.
I would like Apple to have NFL ticket.
Eagles traded to 13.
I do enjoy Apple TV.
I haven't seen that yet. That's what Geoff says here.
Yeah, I see Philadelphia is listed now next to the as number 13 on this thing.
Okay.
So the Lions. There's the Lions Vikings trade. The Lions got a 12th overall pick and a 2022 second round pick, 46. Oh, I missed the rest of it. That was too slow.
What?
Keith wants you to take over as the producer of the NFL draft show, Chad.
I mean, just keep it moving.
I'm seeing per source there might be another wide receiver taken by the Lions.
We could be watching another NFL draft show that's on YouTube.
Yep. Jameson Williams. Man, that hurts me. He was my rookie pick this year in fantasy. Who's throwing him the ball?
I don't know.
Goff?
Neil Slate, Mr. -2 yards.
Well, Aaron, here's the good news. They're going to get their ass kicked a lot, so they're going to have to throw.
Yeah.
So it might still.
Well, that St. Cloud had a pretty good end of the season last year.
Who? I don't follow the Lions much.
I don't either, but fantasy football I follow.
Back-to-back trade ups for a wide receiver. Is it
the NFL is changing, man.
Who said this was going to start who said that was going to start the run of wide receivers when Garrett Wilson got taken?
No, it was the dude from USC.
Oh yeah. Drake London.
Drake
I forgot
London.
because
I said when Drake London, like that might start the run on wide receivers.
and then the Seahawks took a tackle, and then
Philly's going to take another receiver.
and now people are trading up for receivers.
I mean, it was a pretty loaded receiver draft, to be fair.
To be fair,
Because we like to be fair here.
The pick is in.
nothing but fair and honest.
This is why we're watching still. B. Dias. We all think that there's definitely a possibility Dez goes round 1.
I think he goes in the first round.
It's going to be close.
I mean,
It's going to be really close.
it all depends on, I guess, kind of where some of these teams are moving around to. I don't even see where they're like I could.
Yeah,
see,
we're not getting many details on these trades.
Because the Lions also don't. Do they still like? I don't know if they gave up that number 32 pick. Like, don't they have the? No, the Vikings took the 32 pick now.
Andrew, I can't watch the player interviews. I'm doing a live show.
We just want the picks to keep going. Like,
Right. Like if the TV says pick is in for longer than 2 minutes, I'm angry. Right? Bear is not happy. Bear is pissed off. He
Bear
wants
sounds-
them to announce the pick.
Bear sounds angry. Tell him, Bear.
yeah.
Greg,
We
though,
ain't
I
putting
think
up
the
with that.
problem is the teams trading up are the teams that needed the quarterbacks,
And they're trading up for wide receivers.
wide receivers, and not taking quarterbacks. So the teams trading back aren't really the teams we were watching for, like, these are the teams that need the quarterbacks. It's the teams that are trading up that are taking wide receivers. The stuff on the screen's less annoying is all I'm saying. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, like, I can't watch the interviews because I'm doing a thing.
So if Kyle Hamilton happens to drop all the way to 31, you think the Bengals take him?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't
he's
love him
obviously-
as
I
much
think
as
he's
a lot
still
of people
listed
do.
I think he's still listed as the best player available
Yeah.
on Mel's board, but
I don't love him as much as a lot of people do, but he's really good. Is what it is. I love people like, where does Dez end up? I don't know. I don't
You call him?
know. I mean, I could, but he doesn't know until the team calls him. So,
Jeff, Jeff, did you see this one where they tell you their time is now, but you got next?
brilliant.
Is that in a poster I can get?
No, that's what they're sending out to the recruits.
I'm saying if they want to put that in a poster up.
Ed, you're not a
You
recruit.
could probably get it put on a poster, right, Ed?
Probably could.
Like you just take it to a place that makes posters. You say,
Well,
I
they're
want
gonna
this
ask-
on a poster.
They're gonna ask me where my permission slip is for that.
So
You
order
don't
it on
need
a
permission if you're not going to sell it.
order it on a canvas online.
They still
Yeah.
do that. When Michelle started off in photography, she had to start taking the thing up to the Walmart to say that I took these pictures. You can please print them. Maybe they don't do that anymore. I don't know. That was 2009.
I thought you were
Hmm.
literally about to say 2000.
Andrew brings up a good point. The Lions could trade back into the late first and to pair.
Yeah, depending on what they got. Like if they got a pretty good haul for But they moved up pretty far.
Yeah, they moved from the last pick all the way up to 12.
That's
They would have to dump more draft capital.
right.
And it's not like they got anything else to move, so.
I mean, I guess the flip side of that is, like, if you can get your quarterback and number one wide receiver, you've done pretty good, right?
Yeah. I guess I got to go buy a Jets jersey now.
So I went on to eBay as soon as Ahmed was picked and tried to find a.
Ahmad.
Did you call him Ahmed?
I said
He
Ahmad.
did. Is he
You know
all
what, guys?
Is Ahmed? Is he your architect?
He is the architect of the.
Did I say
Bearcat
Ahmed?
success?
Yeah.
you said Ahmed.
You did.
Oh, that's
Like
on me.
you were gonna say Amen, but Ahmed.
Anyways, I was gonna go all in on buying a autographed card, but they're already up in the $500 range.
For Sauce?
Yep.
Sounds about right. You should have just asked me, Ed. I saw Sauce like 8 times this spring. I could have got you an autograph.
Dave, I know who the Bearcats are.
Huh?
Dave said kick Ed out.
You just referred to him as Ahmed.
But to be fair, he also said architect.
True.
Sometimes I pronounce words incorrect.
You got to
So
keep an eye on Ed.
So the Texans moved back 2 spots in the first round and got a second round pick to allow the Eagles to move up to where they're at now.
That's a pretty good trade if you're the Texans. They need a lot of help, so it makes good sense for them.
Dave said sorry, Ed.
It's all good.
What pick are we at?
13. It's been in for like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm bidding on one right now.
We haven't even had a commercial break.
I'm just trying to figure out, like, we're almost halfway through it. What, an hour and a half? That's pretty good. I know it's going to jinx us for the back half because it's going to take 25 minutes for every pick now.
When Sauce was interviewed, he said, "When I think about the Jets, I think about Darrell Revis."
Yeah.
So the that was it the red and black gala
tomorrow night? Yeah.
So they've got those online items you can bid on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Ritter signed jersey is up to $1,600 now.
Told you.
Not
The
bad.
Sauce jersey is up to $2,500.
Yeah.
Maje is
Sounds
at
about right.
$450. Darian's at $550. The Jacob Evans framed signed NBA jersey is $250 right now.
That's not a bad investment.
The Connor Barwin signed jersey is $250.
I do that one. That's still, I think, my favorite Bearcat football player is Connor.
It's a signed Eagles jersey, but still.
I think I'd want a UC jersey.
And then there's a signed Gary Clark jersey. It's at $400 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's like some liquor and some golf lessons with their. You can bid to pull the cannon on a touchdown.
That would be cool.
There's a framed Sean Kilpatrick picture with, it looks like maybe a signed piece of a basketball.
I have a signed basketball by him.
It's at like $225 right now.
So did they just take a basketball that a bunch of people had signed and just cut out the Sean Kilpatrick one?
Probably.
Like, we're not going to get much for this G-Long Glenn signature. So.
Jordan Davis to the Eagles.
I mean, that's a pretty good pick at 13, right?
Yeah.
He's huge.
He looks like he should have an endorsement deal for Red Stripe immediately. Due to the ginormous sash-like stripe on his suit.
You can get
I was going to say you probably should get an endorsement deal with Chipotle, but
you can get the 150th anniversary uniform jersey and helmet. It's at $650 right now. Those
Jeff,
are
drop
sweet.
that link in the private chat again.
It's in our Twitter DMs, Ed.
Oh, okay.
Ed's gonna bid on some stuff that his wife is not gonna be happy about.
The Nippert red and black helmets are at $15.50 right now.
Oof. The one with the red with like the triangles in it.
No, it just looks like it's the regular UC black helmet with the white face mask and then the matte red helmet.
Okay.
That matte red is fire.
Oh, it's so awesome.
The red with the triangles is maybe my favorite UC helmet, like alternate helmet. Nothing's better than the black with the C-Paw, but like of the alternate helmets, the red with the triangles was fire.
The carbon fiber look was a nice look too.
Yeah.
There is a Notre Dame signed poster with it's got Fickle and Brian Kelly on it, signed by Luke Fickle. $475. It's actually kind of a cool poster.
Is it like titled at the bottom? I'm your daddy.
No, it's a big giant version of the ticket that you could buy for like the train ride.
Does it say we still consider you family?
Then there are several of the Cats throwback jerseys.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
$500, $650, $525, $500.
The Ravens pick is in, but Jordan Davis is still holding up a jersey with Goodell, so it'll be another 15 minutes before anything happens.
These bourbon barrel stools are pretty sweet.
So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff on there.
That's a good thing, Jeff. As we're talking about the actual draft here, Jordan Davis not going to the Ratbirds, as some might call them. That's a breath of a sigh of relief.
Will be a little bit easier to run on the Ratbirds. Never that it's easy.
Keith wants to know where the auction is. You guys.
I retweeted it on my Twitter, but it's on the at Go Bearcats Twitter page. It's on there. Yeah, I might have to scroll back a while, but it's the most recent retweet on my Twitter.
Ed, can you explain the middle finger thing behind you?
So it says?
Yes.
Oh, that's a Stone Cold Steve Austin middle finger.
It's actually a red middle finger. 3 and 16.
Back in Stone Cold Steve Austin's heyday, instead of a number one, they made these middle fingers, and I bought that probably when I was in middle school, something like that.
My parents were proud.
Oh, my parents were there. My cousin took me to a match.
That's a Cincinnati Reds. FU for being 3 and 16.
That's a Cincinnati.
Yeah, they're so bad.
They're pacing what, like 20,
They
25 wins?
Yeah.
They might win like 20 games.
Jesus.
Here was my whole thing with them. Like, it's the frustrating part is don't do it half-ass. If you're gonna sell, just sell the whole fucking team. Right?
I'm
Like,
not talking about that again.
Just sell the whole team. Don't do it like this, where you have half of a team that's gonna get their ass kicked.
They're getting their teeth kicked in. Joey Votto deserved so much better for his career.
Yeah, I think I just put the. Oh.
If there was anyone around him in the lineup, he would not be.
Chat, Jeff.
Oh, it's maddening.
I totally missed T Wynn's comment up there.
Oh, I put it on the screen.
Oh yeah, he put it up there. Don't worry. It was.
I
it
was
was.
going. He was eating paint.
There you go, Keith.
What kind of paint chips, Ed? The lead ones? Because that could be a problem.
Possibility.
I put the link in the chat, but I don't think it's.
I did too,
showing
and it's not showing up on our side.
Can you put it in the private chat and then I'll link it?
Yeah. Well, I have to do a workaround here.
I do have a 92 Final Four team photo signed by every player. I've been thinking about selling.
There's the link.
Yeah, there it is. I don't know why it wasn't showing
weird.
up whenever I.
Yep.
They're gonna have
Kyle Hamilton. Oh, Kyle Hamilton to the Ravens.
Oh,
That ain't great.
pain.
They got their next Ed Reed hanging out in the back end.
I think that's. I don't know. I don't know that he's that good. You put him up to a Hall of Famer good. That's a big leap.
I mean, yeah.
I think he only gave up one touchdown in
Bearcats.
To Trey
college,
Tucker.
and it was
Man,
a
I'm sick of the
beautiful thing.
Baltimore secondary. Yeah. That's the problem is now their secondary gets better again with Hamilton.
I don't know.
Oh, look, the Texans pick is in. We should hear that
in 10 minutes.
Next 23 minutes.
As long as Marlon Humphrey's over there getting scorched by Jamar Chase, I think we'll be good.
Right?
That's the good thing for the Bengals, though, right? Like they just have like ridiculous weapons,
plethora of weapons.
So like you can't cover everybody.
And if they get a tight end who can catch the ball, I mean, they got Hayden Hurst, so we'll see.
He can't cover like Ed Reed. That's fair. Like Ed Reed was the best coverage safety probably of all time. But Hamilton has great range. Like he's all over the field.
Ed Reed also hit really hard.
Yeah.
He did. He was one of those dudes that like you'd never want to mess with. Ravens traded Hollywood Brown to the Cardinals.
So they still have no one for their running back to throw the ball to.
Right. Shade.
They got a B-.
Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah.
At 15 at 14?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to look and see who's writing this. Oh, Pete Prisco.
You think they'll show as they're showing this highlight package, you'll think they'll show Trey Tucker?
Nah.
Probably
Specifically, this says the Ravens are getting a player that will help their back end right away. I like Hamilton, but I don't love him like most. He will have some problems in coverage, but they need to use him in a variety of ways to take advantage of his talents. He isn't Ed Reed, that's for sure.
Nailed it.
Ed, I got something for you to buy.
Please don't do that to me.
It's a worm farm.
It's a worm farm.
Here we go.
Limited edition.
That's pretty cool.
Only $57
For a bobblehead.
Bad.
If Phil
The iced
Castellini
out-
could get $57 for every bobblehead he was given, we might have a good Reds team.
We'd have a championship.
Oh, that's great. That's absolutely great.
Ed's such a sucker for bobbleheads.
No, I'm not. I don't collect bobbleheads.
I see a bobblehead right over your shoulder.
Like I have a couple, right? Like that's,
How many did you get for your birthday this year?
I mean, yeah, I had a friend who gave me a bag full of bobbleheads.
I can tell you, I would not know what to do with that if I had a friend who gave me a bunch of bobbleheads.
Well, right now they're still in a box because I haven't put them. Like,
how many?
Oh, wow.
It's probably 10, 12.
37.
The Texans take a guard, Keon
Like
Green from
18?
Texas A&M.
It's an 18. It's like 10 or 12.
I mean, that's a crowded draft party. Jeez. Thank God COVID's over.
I was just about to make a COVID thing.
I got you, Ed. I got you.
So ain't no COVID there.
Oh Lord.
Atlanta doesn't
I don't
have
know.
another pick till 43.
I'm starting to feel like there might not be a quarterback drafted in the first round.
Right? They might just skip them. Well, I mean, we're
starting to get to the
getting into
teams
that,
that don't really need a quarterback.
right. Well,
Well,
Pittsburgh at 20.
I'll say Pittsburgh still needs
Yeah.
one.
I keep forgetting they're drafting that late.
It's nice when they draft that late.
And everything points to if they take a quarterback, it's going to be Willis, right? That's kind of the feeling that people have gotten.
Oh, that's a good question, Neil. What is the latest that the first quarterback has ever been drafted?
I know the latest in recent memory was Chad Pennington.
And how late was he taken?
It was kind of late, I think. I think it was like late teens when the Jets took him.
Man, Ahmed got his picture taken. I did it again. So I'm just gonna call him Sauce. Sauce got his picture taken with Ice Cube. That's awesome.
Iced Cube.
I said Ice Cube. Don't get me on that one. I said Ice Cube this time.
Ahmed
18th,
and Ice
Jeff.
Cube.
18th, Jeff. He went 18.
Okay. Get on Ahmed and Ice
Cube.
How do you
Wasn't there
speak?
a wrestler named Ahmed Bradshaw or something like that? Or Ahmed Johnson?
There was also a mod. But how do you speak autocorrects? I've never in my life met someone who speaks autocorrect.
It's this damn iPhone you made me buy.
You're broken, dude.
Telling you, dude. I don't know who 7 years ago decided that I should be a good trainer to people, but
Ahmed met Ice-T.
Ahmed.
I stopped myself.
Silence! I kill you.
That's true. Fake John Goble brings up a good point.
What?
As soon as somebody takes a quarterback, teams will panic.
Oh, that's true.
Ahmed, the dead cornerback.
Jeff, we could recreate that little sauce bottle necklace, and like we could 3D print that, right?
Probably.
Without the diamonds.
Yeah, it wouldn't be worth nearly as much.
Fake
But
diamonds
probably,
from Michaels and glue them on there.
Are you going to wear it around, Ed?
You can't call him Ahmed if
People
you're
say
going to
what you-
replicate his necklace.
You said it before I could make the joke. I was going to say
it's like, check out my Ahmed bottle. That's why it's plastic. It's like his wish.com sauce bottle.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
There's 70 people watching this. I love it. You guys are great.
We're losing PTP subscribers.
Gaining. People are understanding now the beauty of PTP every
Oh
Tuesday
my
night.
God.
9:15 start time. You guys, I think you guys should go earlier, but Ed's got to take care of the worm farm. So
Yeah.
Well, Jeff,
get to bed.
in all fairness, Jeff has a lot of kids' practices he has to go to and still
I
barely
do.
makes it by 9:15. So
I barely make it too.
oh boy.
People understand the Ed.
They kind of do.
Lamar Jackson just retweeted someone pissed that Hollywood was traded.
I mean, if you're the quarterback on an offense that
Running back.
struggles the way that they do, Aaron, they snap the ball to him. So he's the quarterback.
You got to throw the ball to be the quarterback.
You don't watch him play, actually, do you?
Twice a year.
We're still at 181 subscribers. We haven't lost anybody yet.
Give me a warning on the red.
Nothing like the draft and a good roast session.
Yep.
Watching and having a great time. I love it.
That would be fun though. If we had the
Give me a
Holy
warning
Grail
on the
setup.
Reds. I skipped that conversation. We only did 90 seconds on the Reds. So
We don't want to talk about him either.
90 seconds is about how long they've actually played baseball this year too.
The Washington Commanders pick is in.
How do you know who's going to San Diego? We haven't even got past the Commanders pick.
Maybe they're just making a prediction.
Okay.
Or he's just putting out what Dove Cocktail said or whatever his name was.
Cocktail.
Jason, so true. 90 seconds is how long a Red have had a lead this month.
Make that joke too.
God, that's
It's so sad.
they've
I did
won
make
one
that
game in
joke.
5 series.
No one was listening.
What'd you say, Ed?
He made that joke already.
Eventually, here's some people are going to pop in to like join this broadcast, and they're going to be like, "What the hell is happening with these idiots?"
My wife said she was going to come down before she goes to bed. Maybe she'll pop on.
The
Jahan
Titans.
Dotson, wide receiver, Penn State.
Adam
Those are the
Schefter said the
Commanders.
Adam Schefter said the Titans are planning to trade AJ Brown to the Eagles. That gives them a formidable receiving core.
Has the kid Miller met with today said, "No, he's just now blowing up, Geoff. Like he's just now on the way up. Like, no, he hasn't announced when he's committing yet. He's just now starting to get recruited.
He's a crucial surrounding piece, though.
His name is Arrington Page, ArrIntenPage.
What about him the other night?
No, he is not said when he's announcing yet. Shit is off the rails. The draft or this show?
Yeah.
Both.
Everybody's doubling down. They're all telling the same joke now. Well, I mean, Rayvon's been heavily recruited for a long time. So, like, that's kind of how this works, right, Jeffrey? Like, Rayvon has been recruited at a high level since he was in, like, middle school. Arrington Page just started getting it recruited at a high level, like, 3 days ago. So, he's going to have to go through the process. But from the conversation I had, I think Cincinnati's got a shot to, like, really make a play for this kid, which would be big. Neil said yes. The draft and this show is off.
Oh, did you guys hear Mo yesterday?
I dare Ed to pronounce Arrington Page.
Arrington Page.
No, Arrington.
Arrington?
You added
ArrInten.
Okay, well, the way that he put that in here, I was reading how he spelled it, and that's Arrington Page. Thank you. Anyways,
who are you
is
thinking?
Mo coming on tonight?
Yeah.
Can we ask Mo if he really was calling out Aaron on the show yesterday? Because he said that he saw somebody in his timeline say that the dunk the other night was a foul.
I didn't put that in. I didn't put that on Twitter.
No, he just said it on the podcast.
Yeah, he just said so maybe Mo listened to the podcast.
And it was a charge.
Rayvon commits on Sunday. Does that potentially bump McKinley's timeline up? Seems they're really, really close. Fake John Goebel. Do you think we're talking sports here? What the hell are you doing? Jesus. I don't know. Maybe. Like, they are really close. So maybe it does. Maybe if it doesn't bump the timeline up, it gives a little bit more attention from McKinley to commit to the hometown team. But I don't know yet. Like, we're can we get to Rayvon's commitment on Sunday before we start talking about the effects of a commitment that hasn't happened? Come on, fake John Goebel.
My sources.
Is who a 3 or a 4? Page is a 5. He's 6'9" and jumps out of the gym. He looks like a more advanced at the same stage, like kind of Octavius Ellis, where he's still a little wobbly and doesn't know like how great his arms and legs are going to be when he grows into his body. That's why I joked around he was a baby deer. But he'd be a 5. Is Rayvon a 4-year player? It depends on how good he plays. Like if he comes in and he kills it, then no. If he comes in and whoa.
What are you guys watching over there?
Who's that come from?
There's nobody at my house.
I don't know.
There's no one else awake at my house.
Yeah, all my kids are
They're
asleep.
supposed to be awake at my house, but it's probably my kids.
I thought there was somebody yelling about Squishmallow again or something.
Calm down, Jason. Calm down. Let's not get carried away. We're not going there. I don't ever want to put that on a kid. Yeah, he reminds me of Kenyon. Then what happens? If he comes in and he's not the national player of the year, people are like, you
Coming
lied
at
to
your
us,
neck.
Chad.
Do y'all remember on
You
April
lied to
28th
us.
when Chad said this guy was gonna be like Kenyon? He's nothing like Kenyon.
Coming at your neck.
This is also why I don't make player comparisons, because people hold me to that shit. You
Go get
told
the
us
tape.
he was going to be Danny Fortson.
Just remember it. 10:01 p.m. on 4/28/2022. Chad said. Timestamp it, Aaron.
Sauce jerseys are up for sale on the NFL.com.
What are they? 150.
On my way.
NFL shop.
On my
130.
way. On my way to DH Gate.
Hey, Jason.
130.
Jason. Every big man pretty much ever was pretty raw his freshman year. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
Sometimes I have a hard
You want
time
me to-
believing that
you-
Kenyon wore those jerseys.
Could the Titans draft Dez? I don't know in the first round. I could see in the second round.
I mean, they just traded AJ Brown to move up to this pick.
Yeah.
Or they get out of. I thought they traded up to get. I thought they just traded him to the Eagles. That's what I
Yes.
just saw.
He
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. So
The
why
Tit-
does it say the Titans pick is in? The Eagles were supposed to trade into this spot.
No, the Titans traded into this spot. They sent AJ Brown for
Oh
this.
God, I am like.
Have you not been sleeping?
I just went. No, I haven't. But that was an Ed moment if I've ever had one. I apologize.
Oh, but he just gets away with it. Okay.
These are my co-hosts.
Not my circus, not my monkeys. Not my circus, not my monkeys.
One of us,
One of you.
Oh.
just like me.
What's funny is there were articles coming out earlier today about how AJ Brown and the Titans were in a good place in their contract talks.
Bum bum ba bum. Bum.
They were in a good place until they weren't. They're like,
Right.
"Eh, you look like a good piece we can use to pick somebody else. See you later."
They have a big hole at wide receiver now. Just saying.
Man, the Titans also get a 2022 third round pick.
Rockies physical performance coach Mike Jefferson has apparently eaten 24 cheesesteaks over the course of one series in Philly. 24 steaks in 4 days.
That's a lot of cheesesteaks.
Oof.
Oh.
What is
Well,
That
No, go ahead.
Will you let
Fine.
me do my
Go ahead.
job?
Go ahead. Dave knows something.
no? I just felt like I could jump back in after this ridiculous run of wide receivers. has been drafted.
This is the wide receiver draft. Holy cow.
Titans just said we don't want to pay AJ Brown $100 million, so we'll just draft the 2022 version of AJ Brown.
Jalen Hurts has no excuse now.
And
Correct.
did you guys already touch on the amount of drugs the Arizona Cardinals GM is apparently on tonight?
No, go ahead.
No?
No.
oh,
Well, I mean, he traded a first round pick for Hollywood Brown.
Not smart. Not great.
No, I don't think so.
Well,
Lamar Jackson wasn't happy about it.
No, he sure wasn't.
Who are the Titans getting here, Dave?
Treylon Burks.
That's a pretty good. That kid's
That's why I said they just traded AJ
Yeah.
Brown for a new AJ Brown.
that kid's pretty damn good.
without the price tag.
Right.
So, what do you think so far, David?
I mean, from what perspective?
Dez isn't going in the first round, is he?
I wouldn't say that.
We just need somebody here. What, you got New Orleans at 19, Pitt at 20.
New Orleans could take a quarterback. Pittsburgh probably going to take Malik Willis.
So then somebody's going to panic, right?
So
Like, we got to
then
get our guy.
You're looking at a trade into the first round. The because the Lions aren't at 32 anymore, so they're not
yeah.
taking,
Right.
they're not taking a quarterback. But I mean, dating back how far? I said I thought he was the second round, and I think if that's what happens, then that's what happens. But you could still be in a very, very good situation.
Yeah, I mean, if you're second round, there's probably not a shit team that's going to take you, right? I mean, there might be, but
oh yeah, there definitely still could be. But like the Lions don't have pick 34 anymore either.
right.
So
That was a really fucking dumb trade, right?
I mean, I don't think I would have done that for Jameson Williams, but I mean, they clearly wanted to. I mean, at the same time, I'm like, I think he's the first. I would have had him 1 or 2 with Drake London for receivers in the draft. So I mean, if you're getting a guy that is probably out half the year that you had no shot of getting before, and you're like, well, hell yeah, I'll take 5 years, 4.5 years of that.
Yeah.
I'll give up a first, the 32nd and the 34th pick to get 5 years, 4.5 years of who I thought is who they clearly thought was the best wide receiver.
That's hilarious. They just put up the Treylon Burks NFL comparison.
AJ Brown.
AJ
Brown.
Good call, Dave.
Dave, what's this do for what's this open up for the Bengals? Why is there so much Devontae Wyatt talk? And are you down with Devontae Wyatt?
I'm way down with Devontae Wyatt. Absolutely.
That's who you want then?
No, I'm not saying that's who I want. I'd be totally cool if that's who they took. This helps the Bengals just from the sense of we've had 7 or something receivers taken.
Right.
No quarterbacks have been taken.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying he would get there, but like I thought Trent McDuffie would have been taken by now. So like you're just pushing players that they
Aaron
would want to.
Can you resend Mo the invite?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You're just pushing down players that they were probably targeting. So you're expanding, as they like to call it, the bucket. You're likely, your bucket is probably still pretty full right now because you got to think it's George Karlaftis, Trent McDuffie, Kyer Elam, Andrew Booth, Kyler Gordon, Devontae Wyatt, Logan Hall, and then there could be some other guys, but none of those guys have been taken. And you're at pick 19. That wasn't one. The Saints just took someone that they weren't going to take. Pittsburgh is probably going to. If Pittsburgh takes a quarterback, they obviously weren't going to take that. And then you got 11 picks left, and none of the guys that I thought would be interesting to them have gone.
So it kind of pushes them away from likely trading out of the first round.
Or it could. Well, I mean, the trading thing is just so hard because there's someone going to have to be there that someone wants. Like there
might be a bunch of people there people want now,
right.
The way that this played out.
Just depends on how much that 5th year is worth to you if you're the Bengals at that point.
The trade down thing is just hard to predict because you have guys and we feel good about this group of guys, but like, how would you rather take the guy at the top of your group, or if you trade down, what happens if you get the guy at the bottom of your group? Is that worth it?
Hi, Mo. Hey, what's going on, buddy?
We're at Frickers.
No, say hi to my dad.
He just left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to have him on.
I wanted to. He just waved to me. So yeah, we're here at Frickers.
Give us Mo's take on wide receiver 2022 NFL draft so far.
It's the theme of the offseason, man. I mean, just the insanity with the trades from Hollywood Brown being dealt to now A.J. Brown's with this insane run on wide receivers. I'm just giving people here a hard time who are cheering Garrett Wilson. I think Chris Olave is going to be better thrower. It's been insane. My main takeaway from the draft as it relates to folks watching this is I can't wait to watch Sauce versus watch Sauce Gardner against Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and East Rutherford this fall.
Are you going to go to that game? What's happening, Mo? What is happening?
We have stuff falling down. We have guys picking up my notes. Thank you very much. I stepped away from the broadcast for just a second. I don't know even know what that game is, but I know it's in New Jersey, and I know it's going to be Sauce, and I know it's going to be those Bengals wideouts, and so that's going to be a lot of fun. I was personally hoping. I'm thrilled that he is the highest drafted player in Bearcat history. I was hoping he would go to the New York Giants. I like the GM. I know Brian Daboll is an offensive guy. He's a good defensive coordinator. And so that's a little bit more of a stable franchise. But I'm thrilled for him. But it's been an insane night. It felt like Mike and I were holding down the fort for the first 2 hours. So we're going to jump in. It felt like every time we were our breath, there was more movement. And again, it sort of falls in line with the theme of the offseason so far.
Can you turn your mic up? Is there any way to do that?
How's this?
A little. Not really.
Tell all those people behind you to shut up.
Yeah. Hey, stop doing your jobs.
Quiet down in the back.
I'm trying to conduct a podcast here.
Dave, I feel you and Mo could have a good conversation here.
Mo, do you want the Steelers to take Malik Willis as much as I do?
Yeah, for obvious reasons. I'm not convinced that he is going to be I'm going to say starting quarterback. I don't think he's going to play to the level of the 23rd pick. I also don't want the Titans to go there. I would be more than happy as a fan of an AFC North team with the Bengals having Joe Burrow and the Pittsburgh Steelers having Malik Willis. I guarantee you will study this more than I have. I didn't spend my time watching a ton of Liberty University, but they're weird, and I've talked about this. I talked about this on my show this afternoon. If you have followed what's happening in Pittsburgh, it's just kind of a byproduct of the entire draft process. It's felt like we've spent a week at different stages during this process, where for a week, each one of the big three quarterbacks was definitely going to Pittsburgh. It was going to be Pickett because they share a facility and he went to Pitt. And then it was going to be Willis because he was there and he spent a lot of time with Tom. And then, of course, Desmond Ridder sort of the same thing. And then listening to a little Pittsburgh Sports Talk Radio today, they're not taking the quarterback role. So it really feels like things are going to sort of pivot with that. I think as a Bengals supporter, yes, I would be. And I also feel like, who knows what's we're at Pittsburgh. I feel like now if Dez goes to round 2, it's going to feel like more than a disappointment than it should. And in reality, that's a remarkable accomplishment for him, for a guy who 2 years ago, the concept of him in the NFL draft was laughable. But because we spent time hearing about how he was going to be the most NFL-ready quarterback, how he could be the first quarterback on the board now for the tomorrow. It's going to feel disappointing.
The Steelers pick is in. The Saints did not pick a quarterback.
The Steelers did not take Malik Willis.
They took Kenny Pickett, didn't they?
They did.
To Pickett.
So Pickett to the Steelers. That's his hands are too small, Mo. Right? Like that guy can't be successful. His hands are too small.
Correct. I heard that a lot. 2 years ago. His hands are too small. Hand size day. Kenny Pickett was a star for hand size day. You only start on hand size day if your hands are too small.
But Pickett's hands were only too small because he was double jointed or something, right? Like, his pinky is messed up.
I do think he ruined slides for every quarterback for the rest of the ACC championship game. Now, quarterbacks are going to be capitated. Looks like they're going to have to do something about that. Yeah, look, at least I don't have to. I don't have to do the whole thing where I root against Desmond Ritter because I hate the Steelers.
That was the thing. I just didn't want to have to, like, even if it wasn't against the Bengals, be like, please throw an interception here. I didn't want to have to say that.
Yeah, like, all right, so he's going to go to a team. If he has a locker room, he's going to play against the Bengals. I can live with that because I won't spend the rest of the time they're not playing Cincinnati objectively rooting for them to fail. I root for the Pittsburgh Steelers to fail. Respect them as an organization, all that stuff. I root for them to fail. I do not root for them to beat anybody unless them winning provides a direct benefit to the Bengals in the postseason race. If he goes to New Orleans or Atlanta, a place like Indianapolis, or they played Cincinnati, or if they played a game that had an outcome that would help the Bengals, yes, I would hope Des played well, but didn't succeed. I would have a hard time doing that with him quarterbacking the Pittsburgh Steelers, and so I'm relieved that it hasn't happened. But we'll see what happens here over the next 12 picks. I really do hate the fact that if he falls to round 2, it's going to be sort of portrayed as a disappointment because that's anything.
Here's what I'm happy about. I think he would have been the perfect fit for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Because they would have done things to allow him to grow into the role. They would have built around him, and then when he was ready to be a star, they would have made him a star, just as we saw with Ben Roethlisberger. Like, I'm thrilled that they didn't take him, only because I think that would have been, like, he would have been a pain in the ass for 15 years in Pittsburgh, the same that Ben was coming out of Miami.
Yeah, if I'm rooting for Des and not me, Pittsburgh would be
The Steelers were perfect, right?
Insanely stable organization, Hall of Fame coach, the roster's not terrible. They'll give him some time. I mean, yeah, if I'm simply rooting for Des to have the best NFL experience, yeah, it's perfect. But I root for me.
Right?
and so I would have been happy as hell for him had he been this pick. I would have been thrilled for him. To have your name called tonight is an extraordinary accomplishment. Somebody of his caliber, his character, I just would have thought that was good as hell. But for me as a football fan, as a Pittsburgh Steelers,
The people there seem happy that Steelers took Kenny Pickett.
yeah, well, there's a Pittsburgh Steelers fans here. And, I think there are some UC fans here. There's a guy in a Baltimore Ravens t-shirt who's going back 6 years. So he must be really excited. I got like 2 more minutes.
But do your thing. Go back to work. Dave, you got one more thing? Anybody got one more thing for Mo?
No,
I'm good.
I'm useless to this process.
Appreciate you stopping in.
Chad, am I going to have fun on Sunday night?
We'll be here on Sunday night live if you want to pop in.
Okay.
I'll send you an invite.
All right. We'll be celebrating, maybe?
Do you think I'd be live if we were sad?
No.
Okay. We'll see how it goes.
We'll talk to you then.
All right. Bye, Mo.
See you
Thank you.
guys. Thanks.
You're muted, Aaron.
Aaron's muted.
That was a roller coaster.
Kenny Pickett does absolutely nothing for me.
That's the thing. I'm kind of with Kenny
Like-
Pickett, right?
Like, I am not in the least bit worried.
This
as
is
a
just
Bengals-
my kid. Nobody get excited. It's just my kid.
As a Bengals fan, like, I could not be any less scared of the Steelers with Kenny Pickett as their quarterback.
I concur.
I'm in the same boat.
I think I'd be happier with Kenny Pickett than I would have been with Malik Willis because there is that
Right, there's the
Possi-
potential that
right,
Malik
that's it.
Willis.
the ceiling is still
I'm just like
quite high on
okay,
Malik Willis.
Okay,
There's
Kenny
that-
Pickett. Like
there's that unknown with Malik Willis of like he's got everybody can see what he could be, but with Pickett, all you got is he can like fake slide.
Pickett feels like a little bit better version of Andy Dalton.
I think that's a pretty fair comparison.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think like the fact that he played at Pitt had some type of influence on this pick?
I mean, they know him more because they like share a facility. I don't think they drafted him because he's like from Pittsburgh and went to Pitt. Like they don't need to like draft the hometown dude to sell tickets.
Yeah, like a charity case.
I guess it just feels like a safe choice, which I feel like is strange for Pittsburgh.
Definitely. I mean, like Jason just said.
No, that's what they do. They're safe. That's the whole Pittsburgh philosophy, right? They almost always take the safe play.
Another trade. Chiefs just traded up with the Patriots.
Oh, they're definitely taking a quarterback.
Yeah, they need a quarterback bad.
I mean, if you saw Mahomes in the second half of the AFC Championship game,
and that's
raises,
that's the last impression he's given. So
raises some questions. Raises some questions. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey Dave, you got one? You got one of these, Dave?
I don't have one of those.
I can't believe that you're doing that again, Chad.
It's pretty sweet, isn't it? Have you seen the back of it, Dave?
Well, no, because you're facing me. How would I see the back of it?
You see that?
Oh, yeah, very nice, Mr. Bearcat Journal.
Dave, who do you think starts week 1, Trubisky or Pickett? I think it's going to be Trubisky.
I do too. I mean, that's because like White, I guess. It's hard for me to see him not starting week 1, but I mean, what week is he not starting though is the better question.
They're gonna like just rotate him in and out.
Do the old Steve Spurrier like Florida play a series and then rotate quarterbacks?
I mean, does it really matter at that point?
There's his. I assume that's probably his fiance or wife or something, girlfriend. She's real excited, swinging the terrible towel around.
Why is Ray Liotta hugging Kenny Pickett? No, it's not Ray Liotta.
That's an interesting go-to look, like the undershirt with a suit jacket on top of it.
Like I kind of like it.
The T-shirt with the sport jacket.
Yeah.
Over it? Oh yeah.
I don't hate it.
I did that to the precinct after the Bengals won one of the playoff games or went to the Super Bowl. I wore a Bengals T-shirt with a sport coat over it.
I did that.
That's a solid look.
I did that in high school.
Fat Ray Liotta.
Does anybody else feel like he's got like just mafiosos around him?
Yeah.
It's
in reality, they're just Yinzers.
He just became a made man. Like
that was like. Did you guys see Buddy in the white and red with Chris Olave?
No, I missed that.
We were busy doing a podcast or a live show, whatever.
So the Patriots got
watching it.
3 picks for their 21st overall pick, a 3rd and a 4th round, and then the
pick
Chiefs
swap. So they added 2 really.
Yeah.
There's nothing they love more than like 4th round picks. Like that's, fat Ray Liotta.
I feel like the Patriots always have like 85 picks every draft.
Yeah, they get like 8 7th round picks every draft because they just keep trading back to accumulate 7th round picks
and to not have to pay anyone.
If you
There's a guy you liked, right, Dave?
You
like Trent McDuffie?
Yeah, I figured he'd be gone though. Like he's not. I didn't even think he would be this far.
Packers on the board. Here comes Alec Pierce, right?
If you go by the draft trade chart, the Patriots just absolutely fleeced the Chiefs. Like almost doubled up in points per picks.
Yeah, but this is the Chiefs going, we got to figure out a way to stop Jamar Chase.
For sure.
Some way
so you don't care. But like the 21st pick and the 29th pick is almost worth the same amount of points.
Yeah.
And then they gave him 2 picks on top of that.
How they gave the Steelers, that CBS article I've been looking at, Prisco gave the Steelers an A on the Kenny Pickett pick.
That's Prisco must like the Steelers.
He says give him a few games and he'll have the job.
Well, yeah, because Mitch Trubisky stinks.
Yeah,
It's not-
Trubisky.
I
Of
don't
course you
know-
give him
I
a
don't
few games,
think
he'll have
that-
the job.
Does that say more about Kenny Pickett or Mitch Trubisky?
I don't know. Maybe it's kind of a mix.
I feel better, way better about Kenny Pickett or Mitch Trubisky than I did ever about Ben Roethlisberger.
How about that
Oh,
fat
yeah.
baby crying in this shot right here?
That the lady
Yeah.
keeps jumping up with?
They jumping up and down. Like,
Yeah.
Kids like, stop it. I just ate.
I did that once. I did that once
That-
when Kelsey was little. She was little when Jay Bruce hit the walk off.
Mary Clinchmas.
Yeah. And I tossed her up in the air. Was like, "Let's go!" And she was like, "Ah!" And Kelly was like, "Stop scaring the kid." And I'm like, "You better take her."
What's Amy Schumer doing there?
Yeah, she was trying not to spill that giant glass of wine.
Oh my gosh.
So awesome. Thanks for inviting me to the party.
Thank you so much to there's 60 of you that have been here the entire draft. That's amazing for a bunch of us clowns just sitting here goofing off.
I feel like we lost about 10 or 15 people with Mo and that awesome audio.
He said he was going to go outside. I didn't realize he was going to join me from in the bar while the LW radio feed was blasting through the place with everybody around. Wasn't great. But it was, it was Mo.
It's Mo.
We got Mo for a little bit. The
All right,
guests
boys, I'll
have
be
not
back
really
in a little
come
bit.
through as planned. All right, bye, Dave. Love you.
And there he goes.
All right. This Packers pick is in.
Let's go Alec Pierce. I think if it was Alec, Dave would have stayed on. 'Cause, he's following the guy that's tipping picks. Jeffrey says, "I'm still here and not drunk. I only had one drink though." If you're, come on, Jeffrey. Weren't you going Makers or something?
Go big or go home,
I'm finishing off a 6-pack. We still got 10 picks to go. This is going a lot faster than I thought it would.
Mm-hmm. We still
Honestly.
supposed to have some guests.
I know.
There for a minute, it felt like it was going snail's
Hyper
pace.
speed. Well, it went hyper speed and then snail's pace and then back to. But I don't think it was snail's pace because the actual pace of the draft. I think it was snail's pace on ESPN's coverage of the draft, right? Packers went Clay Walker at 22.
Bit of a reach.
A little bit.
Just
A little bit.
opening up that draft board though for Cincinnati. Let's go.
Yeah, NFL Network and ESPN must be pissed they can't get enough commercials in. That's the crazy part because this thing.
That's on them. Tell Mel to shut up.
But you're paying him $5 million a year to talk on draft day.
Can't pay him if you aren't getting the commercials in.
That's true. He doesn't do anything else. He puts together a draft board, then he's yells at everybody.
You didn't need Booger McFarland in his fingers. I'll tell you that.
Ooh, the Bill. What'd you say?
Another
Ed?
trade. The Bills are on the clock.
Who'd they trade? Who was up net? Who was up?
Oh, no, wait a minute.
Baltimore.
He still says Baltimore, but Ian
mine
Rappaport's
says-
reporting that
mine
the
says
Bills.
Bills.
My
Mine says
screen's
Bills.
got Bills. I don't think they're taking a quarterback either.
No, you don't think so?
No. I think they're okay. I think they feel pretty good about quarterback. Yeah, they passed over Dean to take his teammate. How has Nakobe Dean not been drafted yet?
This is kind of starting to get a little bit interesting as far as
it's
like
a weird draft so far, man. Like,
Yep.
6 wide receivers, 7 wide receivers, right in that little middle segment.
yeah.
There won't be any more.
The weird
QBs
part
taken in
about the
first
wide
round.
receiver run was like just how much teams were giving up
Reaching, right?
to move, a couple spots.
But I guess it's becoming the new quarterback, right? Like
Well,
those guys are getting paid.
but you got to think like, you see what a guy like, Jamar Chase, who obviously I don't think that there's a receiver in the draft that's that
Sure.
talented,
As of right now, you don't have a quarterback going anywhere because you have Buffalo, Dallas, Baltimore, I guess maybe Tennessee, maybe Tampa, Green Bay, New England, Kansas City, Cincinnati, Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean, like I could see Tampa Bay taking a quarterback, but like not now, right?
Right,
Like,
not in the first round,
not with Brady on borrowed time.
unless
Like-
you're trading into Miami.
For Tua. I mean, I don't know. It's been a very weird first round for sure, without question.
I'd imagine everyone's looking to get out of the first round.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody
everyone.
run.
Everyone.
Although there's still a ton of value.
I'm just saying if
That's available.
I don't know. This is such a strange year.
Yeah, but Jason, like wide receivers changing, man. There shouldn't be a premium on wide receiver like quarterback. Of course, it's not like quarterback, but it's becoming higher than any other position, right?
Unless Vrabel steals the show, calls up Luke like taking your boy.
Right. But what I'm saying is like the money for wide receivers has become
stupid,
right? Like stupid. So I get why teams are now valuing wide receivers at a point that the only position valued more is quarterback, is what I'm saying. But that's why teams aren't paying them and trading them. Yeah, that's clearly what we're seeing right now, right? Teams are dumping their second contract wide receivers and going back into the draft and just like replenishing there.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if the Bengals were to re-sign both Chase and Higgins on a second.
I don't think you can sign Higgins. I think you
on a second deal. Yeah,
I think you have to
part ways.
Like you sign Chase, right? Like,
Mhm.
and the thing is, you're also not going to probably give Boyd another deal because
no, he won't get a third deal.
Yeah. So
that's why they draft Alec Pierce.
Unless you trade Boyd before Higgins' second deal, and then Higgins is the.
I still don't think you can do both. I don't think you can do all three of Boyd, or all three of Joe, Jamar, and Higgins. I don't think you can do all three of them on a second deal.
Pick is in.
The Bills' pick is in. Circle the wagons.
You told me I wasn't allowed to do it anymore.
The producer would have had a graphic ready.
Oh.
You could see them signing Chase and Higgins, but not Boyd. Don't think you let two of the three walk. I mean, that's going to depend on what Higgins wants money-wise, right?
Right now, he's
it's reasonable.
Most playoff production.
At this rate, there's no way Alec is there at 63. That's an interesting, this is Alec Pierce's stock has skyrocketed.
Yep.
Because there's not going to be many wide receivers left.
Not on that tier
tomorrow, right? The Bengals could learn how to draft linemen. They could afford to pay wide receivers. I mean, They're
What if-
not paying their linemen that much in the
What if-
grand scheme of things.
No.
What if New England takes Alec Pierce at 29? That's a real possibility.
I think most people think they can get him in the second. We'll see.
Unless you love him. I don't know where I don't
Yeah.
know off the top of my head where they moved into the second.
Oh, does Alec now go before Dez? Back-to-back questions.
I don't think so. Yeah, and that's another important thing. Higgins has the same agent as Jesse Bates. And the Jesse Bates situation is
I don't think Jesse Bates is going to get re-signed here.
No.
that's a bad one for the Bengals. The Bills took Kyer Elam. I think that was the best potential option for the Bengals at 31.
Kyler Gordon's not a. I kind of put them about the same.
I think Elam's the better size, athleticism.
I said for a while I thought the Bengals would trade out of the first round.
Yeah, I mean, Dave's right, though. It's going to be interesting with where this thing is like trending so far.
If the Bengals end up with Tyler Linderbaum, though, and just finish
I think they've made it pretty clear they wouldn't take Tyler Linderbaum.
with what happened today, though, with the information that came out on Jackson Carman. Sorry, thank you. That could potentially change some things as far as what you thought was going to be the future of your offensive line. Karlaftis, I'm not as high on Karlaftis, at least in regards to the fit with the Bengals. Like we've talked about this a little bit, Chad, on PTP, where if you do you really need another rush end right now with Joseph Osai coming back? The stuff with Carmen is
out there.
Allegations that I don't really want to get into here because they're kind of ugly.
Then don't bring them up.
I mean, you really want to talk about that?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying if you don't want to talk about it, don't talk about it.
It's out there. If you just Google his name, it'll pop up.
First thing.
Yeah. So we got the Cowboys. They're clearly not taking quarterback. Baltimore's clearly not taking quarterback.
I'm gonna go get a refill.
Yeah. Dallas, Baltimore, Tennessee's probably is the next like potential maybe.
Right. And Luke told us Tuesday he hasn't heard from Vrabel. Like picking his brain on his kids. He was a little mad at him, it sounded like. A little mad at him that he hadn't. Because I asked him, you going to be mad at Vrabel if he doesn't take a Bearcat? He was like, you think he would call me, but he hasn't called me.
That's funny that the 23rd pick to the Bills was from the Ravens via the Cardinals.
I mean, to get back to Aaron's point, like I don't know that they need another end, but man, it's becoming a league where like you get as many pass rushers as you can, right? What did we see with Hendrickson at the end of the season? Like that guy his body was out of gas.
I think that's why I'm higher on an interior defensive lineman than I am on a rush end, an edge. If it's somebody who can kick in, I guess that's
an edge.
Well, I was kind of going back to Karlaftis.
Yeah.
Like if he can kick
I'm
in.
talking about like there are a lot of edge options right now.
Yeah.
That are looking like they're going to be in play.
Geoff, it looks like the Cyclones won tonight.
I love you, Ed. He hasn't said anything for 45 minutes, and he's like,
he just pops in with that.
How many times have I popped in saying there's a pick in?
I mean,
"Oh my god, that Cowboys fan looks like Ed."
if you have Daxton Hill, N'Kobe Dean, Wyatt Booth, and Linderbaum all potentially still there,
I don't think the Bengals are trading out of this pick.
I almost think.
Oh.
I go back to you get Tyler Linderbaum and you're done with your offensive line for quite some time.
I think they just accidentally flashed up the Cowboys pick before they meant to put it up.
Wow.
N'Kobe Dean.
Okay,
Yeah,
this is a big deal, guys. So you saw like what Nigel Pack got from Miami and what the kid from Arkansas State got from Miami and NIL.
800,000. Is that what you said?
400,000 a year. So Miami's best player is Isaiah Wong. Jonathan Giovanni, who works for ESPN Draft Express on Twitter, said Isaiah Wong will enter the NCAA transfer portal tomorrow if his NIL compensation isn't increased.
Unless
Isaiah would like his NIL to reflect that he was a leader of an Elite 8 team. He has seen what incoming Miami basketball players are getting in NIL and would like his NIL to reflect that he was a team leader. Wow.
the plot thickens.
Well, you had to know that was coming at some point, right?
Who didn't see that coming?
You can't
Right.
you can't have a kid sitting there that was like that was already there, that put the time in, and he's like, well, we already got him locked up, so like let's go pay these guys all kinds of money.
That wasn't a team that was like 12 and 18, right? Like that's a team that went to the Elite 8.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's interesting stuff.
Gonna start putting people's feet to the fire about.
But here's the thing: Miami's got a billionaire that just is literally just like, I'm gonna buy my team. It's okay. I'm cool with it.
He's just trying to get his piece.
Yeah.
Correct, Jason. That is the part of the NIL that no one wanted to talk about.
Except for, pardon the punctuation, last summer was probably one of the greatest episodes we've ever dropped.
You and I we went deep on NIL for like an hour.
Like an hour. Hour and a half. Like
Ed and I couldn't get a word in. We were just like,
no.
That was a.
But if you go back and watch it.
Oh yeah,
it's all happening. It's all happening.
Oh, Tyler Smith. Wait.
I think we're about to get a guest here in a minute. I have to use the potty.
That came off kind of pompous, Jason. I do apologize about that.
It's way back, Jeffrey. I don't even know what episode was that.
I don't know. Ed could probably find it pretty quick.
It was a long time ago.
It was last summer.
Yeah.
Like August, maybe.
Right about when we were about to add you guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So August, September, like that. All right, I take it back.
What a fun show, considering we just did this last night, 2 nights ago. 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
Felt like last night.
So
Tyler Smith to Dallas. So Baltimore's back on the clock.
Hold on. What just happened?
What?
I thought you said Dallas. Did they have back-to-back picks?
No. Maybe.
Baltimore's going to take N'Kobe Dean, right?
No,
I thought you said I thought Dallas took N'Kobe Dean.
I thought they did too.
That's what flashed on the screen that I
did
was
flash
watching.
on the screen. They did not. So yeah, Baltimore probably will take N'Kobe Dean.
How do they not? Right?
They're probably. I mean, I don't know. There's still almost less than 6 minutes left on their pick on my screen. I'd imagine they're falling over themselves, running to the podium with the card.
Right.
unless they want Kuiper's top guy still available, Jermaine Johnson.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Nakobe Dean seems like a Baltimore guy.
Because Jermaine Johnson is still there, and he's Kuiper's best. Daxton Hill is still there if they're interested in a safety, and he's number 2 on Kuiper's list.
Wow. So Ruiz, the guy that owns Life Wallet, commented. He said, Isaiah's under contract. He has been treated by Life Wallet exceptionally well. If that is what he decides, I wish him well. However, I do not renegotiate. Surprises me because there are so many players that would love to play for the U. Wow.
I think it's season 4, episode 24, Breaching the Blue Seats with Chad Brendel.
You're right. They did take Kyle Hamilton, Andrew. Good call. I forgot about that. There's been a lot of moving pieces.
I think that's the one.
I mean, this is fascinating to watch going on in Miami. Go ahead.
Oh, hey.
Hey, buddy.
What's up?
We haven't seen you in a long time. We've missed you.
I'm alive. I'm here.
How's being a daddy again?
Got spit up somewhere on this shirt for sure.
I'm in the 3rd trimester, Justin.
I feel like I'm in my 3rd trimester of life at the moment.
I'm in my 3rd trimester.
When's the due date, Aaron?
July 31st. So I think we have to schedule the procedure a week prior for the C-section and all that.
So first of all, immediately appreciate that I just get to hop on and go into full Daddington mode right away. But
that's what we want to talk about with you. That's the hot topic. We haven't. You vanished 6 weeks ago. We haven't fucking seen you since. Like we missed.
So my wife was very ready to get the baby out of her, and we went to the doctor. I think it was like a Tuesday, and I think she was in the 38th week of the 40-week cycle, and the doctor was like, all right, we can't do anything for you yet, but like next week, we'll schedule for you to come in and we can induce you, like you'll be far enough there. And then and I think my wife just willed it out of her. 2 days later we were like driving to the hospital. She was like, I can't even wait till next week to do this. So
get out.
She was ready. But all those people who are like, oh yeah, 3's no different than 2 are lying. They're all liars. So. appreciate all of you that lied to me. But other than that, I can't complain. Yeah.
What do you think about Aaron looking like he could be one of your children?
I was gonna say, what's going on?
Just
draft day, Aaron.
Yeah, it took a little shave. No, it was getting nice outside. It was getting a little hot, a little long, and just said to hell with it. I gotta go.
Justin, he did his first. He has a lawn for the first time. He cut his grass with the 0 turn for the first time ever this weekend, and then instantly shaved his beard.
Just shy of like 4 acres.
On?
No, I didn't have to do all that. I'm
new
on a 0 turn.
and a domestic in the koozie or something like that.
I'm on a 0 turn. Didn't have to do any of that.
You went straight to a 0 turn, huh?
Yeah.
No.
Well, that's because she had a 0 turn.
Yeah.
Oh. And you don't have a cup holder.
It has one. I just wasn't drinking because there's grass flying everywhere. You have to have like something with a seal tight lid on a 0 turn, man.
Protein.
No. I realize you talked about this on Tuesday, likely. That's why the episode's grass is greener. But you have to drink while you're mowing the lawn. It's
I did. I took breaks.
No, not
when I ran out of gas.
Not breaks.
Hold on a second. Badias. Hold on a second, Badias.
Load up a cooler.
Real microphone.
Attach it to the side and drink while you're mowing the lawn on a rider. It's awesome.
Come on, Badias.
Yeah, I got a real mic too, man.
Oh, he's taking a shot at Mo. Mo had a real microphone. He was just in a bar. It was full of people. Yeah. Well, we can't see it because of your.
Yeah, I know. I have a full on XLR set up into a soundboard and everything.
Yeah.
What do we? I don't know what we're doing here. So
I guess
Justin's
we're
got-
talking
you got what
about
I got,
microphones.
yeah, the Yeti.
Yep.
So Mo showed up to grace us with his presence.
How many drafts deep was Mo?
All of
Tyler
the draft.
Linderbaum to the Ravens.
That makes perfect sense, actually. That makes perfect sense. If you got a running back at quarterback, you need a pretty good center, right? You got to do what you got to do.
So quick question, because I was curious. Which draft feed channel is everybody watching?
ESPN.
ESPN.
See, I have ABC on because they have the college guys.
None of us are listening.
I can't.
Well, I mean,
it doesn't
you get
matter
to
what I have on.
You get to see Jesse Palmer, so that's a win right there.
Better than Kuiper and Booger.
I don't sleep on that side of the bed.
Have you seen Jesse Palmer?
It's fair. It's fair.
Fair argument.
I love you so much, Justin.
Justin's got a wife and 3 girls. The other team doesn't sound so bad right now.
He's been here. Well, he's been hearing their opinions of Jesse Palmer all this time.
Yeah.
Just
The only person who might have stronger opinions about Jesse Palmer is my wife.
Daddy, who's that? Daddy, who's that?
He's welcome anytime.
Oh.
This has been we need to do more of these live things because they just spiral out of control and it's fantastic. So how's your sanity been? How have you handled? You're still working, you're still writing, but you haven't been engulfed in the beat at this point. How has that been? A little break, a little breather.
Well, I was hoping for that, and then Wes Miller and the transfer portal kind of screwed me there.
Yeah,
and Corey Kiner chipped in too. So yeah, and yeah, it's there's been enough. It's I really can't complain. The new one is a pretty good sleeper, in the chunks that she gets at night, which I'll take. The problem is then you got to wake up and wrangle the other two. So
the middle one's still the problem, right? That's the problem child.
The middle one is classic middle child. We went to I took the 2 older ones to the dentist today, and this was the first real dentist appointment for what is now the middle child, and she handled it terribly. Just full on meltdown, having to hold her down, hold her arms. The only good thing was when we were done, I looked over and my older kid, she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm done." She's a dentist champ. It was the perfect encapsulation of.
She's I don't know what's wrong with that asshole, but I'm done.
That's what I was saying to the hygienist. But no, other than being a little short on sleeping over, other than being short on sleep and over caffeinated, I can't complain. As I told you, Chad, as one former Bearcats football assistant coach told me, they've figured out what causes this, having more kids, right? So,
yeah. I mean, he only had one, right? The former assistant we're talking about,
correct?
Who was around a bunch of people that had 6.
We're narrowing it down now.
He had one. Everybody around him had 6. He was like, "You guys are dumber than shit."
Yeah, I did talk to Fick for something I'm working on last week, and he was just completely unimpressed.
You're only halfway there.
Yeah. It was just,
you haven't even pumped out a set of twins yet, you slacker.
I'm at 3, and I'm like, that is more we had the 3 of them at Disney last week, and that was it was a trip, not a vacation. I mean, it was awesome for them.
You.
My rule on Disney. This is also I'm done after 3 for sure, Jeff. But my rule on Disney,
he's going to be sitting on a bag of peas here real soon.
My rule for Disney is I want my kids to be old enough where I can make them feel guilty about how expensive it is.
Oh,
I'm gonna have a terrible time there, so I want them to also have a terrible time.
Jeff should have been that one. Let's not even talk about his lightsabers.
Hey, there was there was like a couple times
Justin,
where like we had been there.
We came up with a new thing that they should sell at Disney at the
Oh God.
at the Star Wars thing, and they're called flash lightsabers.
We're in.
Because your wife will never know.
We're in the after dark moment now. No,
Well,
but
if you see the things he bought, like you have to put it like a blade in them.
Go ahead.
Yeah. They're not here. They're not next to me anymore.
Where are they? Where have you put them?
They're
on the drying rack.
No, they're displayed downstairs. I hate you, Aaron. You're lucky I don't have the controls this episode.
I'm that Cam Newton gif right now where he just
yeah, and Justin's gone.
Aaron, it's only like 1 out of every 10 swings that you hit, but when you hit, you hit.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You hit
That's pretty good.
Jets pickers
It is nice to make them feel guilty about how expensive it is when like they start like my feet hurt. And I'm like, well, guess what? It's cheaper to get you new feet than it is to go to Disney again. So.
Jermaine Johnson to the Jets.
Look at that suit.
Yeah, that's a nice suit.
So Justin, we do actually talk a little bit of sports.
Who's the pimp?
Sauce to the Jets at 4.
Right.
Maybe one of the biggest moments in the history of the Bearcat football program, right? Like the highest rated draft pick, and Luke Fickell can now say, I can make all of your dreams come true. Kind of like a flesh lightsaber.
I don't think I'll put it quite like that. But yeah, no, I mean, if you're talking about the trajectory of the program, like one thing I think you've talked about this a lot, Chad, but like fans care about recruiting in the university. All these recruits care about is going to press.
Get me to the league, bro.
Yeah,
Get me my
go to
millions.
the NFL. They want to go to the NBA. And so that was kind of like the last, step. They've had Derek Forrest, James Wiggins, James Hudson, Jared Dukes. They've had guys get drafted the past few years, but it hasn't been like this, like all the prospects this year. And then obviously a guy ends up going top 5. That was kind of like the last thing they needed, like everyone loves Travis Kelce, but man, this program has had to milk everything it possibly could out of Travis Kelce in terms of like the NFL level. And so now you're getting Sauce, and I'm gonna have a few more guys coming this year that, you can say like, all right, this is what you can do when you come here. And they can throw in the easily like, oh, this guy was only a 3-star. So 4-star, 5-star, whoever you are, imagine what we can do with you. So yeah, I'm with you. It's got to be up there in terms of one of the biggest moments in program history, and also just like perfect fit for Sauce to go to New York. He's going to be everywhere, and that's awesome for him.
I have a question, though.
Okay.
That might be a little controversial. I might get the two of us in trouble.
Is it Star Wars paraphernalia related?
No.
Yeah.
How much did they screw up not letting that kid talk for 3 years? Like, he is gold, and they kind of slow played us.
They did. I mean, he basically forced them into letting him talk at the UCF game.
Yeah.
I mean, we're like going behind the curtain, but do you remember how terrified Kaz was when he realized like I have to put this kid on the podium, because he wouldn't let us talk to him before that. Yeah. Right. And no, I mean, you're right. I'm guessing like Luke Fickell, if he were on here,
he doesn't care.
He doesn't care. But that's, I think that's what you're looking at. I think what's probably going to change that is all the NIL stuff, right? Like you can't really hold these kids back from marketing themselves or putting themselves out there. Again, Sauce did all right for himself, but yeah, you're right. I think maybe people would have caught on a little bit sooner that he was more than just a cool name.
Are you surprised at how well he's handled all this? Like, he is a national sensation. He is a national sensation. How fresh to death was that dude today in the Frozone suit with the sauce iced out like bottle?
I guess I'm not, just because it's one of the things like at this point, how can we be surprised by anything, right? Like this is the guy who came in talking all the talk that he was talking, and all of us were like, who is this, 6 on the depth chart, 145-pound kid who's like out here talking trash, and he's every single thing he has ever said or claimed at Cincinnati, he's completely backed up.
Nobody has talked that shit and lived it more than Sauce ever.
I remember talking to somebody who's like down in Dallas for the Cotton Bowl, because you remember they went to the Cowboys game a couple days before the Cotton Bowl when they got down there, and Sauce had that whole thing where he was doing the ski mask, all during bowl practice.
Yeah, he didn't take it off for like a month.
He literally wore the ski mask to the Cowboys game, like was walking around with it.
No,
and
he said, I'm not taking it off unless it's for ESPN.
And I was like talking, somebody from the university was telling me that, and I was like, oh, like, let me tweet that out. That's a great little thing. And they're like, well, it'll be weird if, maybe he doesn't have a good game and Jameson Williams like pops off in the Cotton Bowl or something like that. And like Jameson Williams was not even heard from at all. And it's just like, this guy is confident because he knows he can be, because he's that good. And that was just another example in many of them of what he did. So yeah, the fact that he's kind of like totally embracing the spotlight, and now he's going to a place where that's the brightest, like I think that's great for him, because it seems like he can handle it.
Somebody in New York has to make the sauce, right? Like he has to get with a chef. Forget a collab. Forget A1. Forget Tabasco. Forget Red Hot. There has to be the sauce, right? Like Bobby Flay and Sauce Gardner team up for the sauce, right?
Let's get our Guy Fieri on it.
Yeah, one of them. Like he talked about today, if you saw him on the NFL Network, he was like, nah, this is all-purpose sauce. You put this shit on everything, right? Like,
I saw him because Michael Irvin was like, can you believe this dude? Like, if Michael Irvin's giving you
Michael
that look,
Irvin's like, wow, this guy's got some swag.
This guy has some swag.
Well, one of the questions I asked Chad earlier, Justin, was if there's anybody built to handle New York and the media and the city swallowing them, like it's Sauce, right? Like he's not going to get swallowed up by the city and the nightlife and the media and all of that stuff in New York.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to get distracted. Like all that stuff about him not drinking, not smoking, that like he talked about during the combine, that's all true. Like, people might make assumptions when you see the nickname and the chain and all that kind of stuff, but he's pretty much just kind of like a teetotaler in a lot of ways. So yeah, from that standpoint, I don't think it's going to bother him. I think he's really going to embrace all the media attention. I loved at the combine when someone was like, what are you going to do when you give up your first touchdown in the NFL? And he was like, I don't really plan to do that. I mean, he probably will. I guess I'm not willing to say he definitely will.
Eventually, somebody's going to get him.
Against that division, Tyreek Evans Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and Stephon Diggs. Like, I mean, there's some dudes.
Maybe. But it's just like, that's not going to bother him, right? Like, even if, if he has a bad game or something like that, he's not going to be a guy that gets down that way. And when he's right, like he's going to be totally all for it. So no, yeah, I think you're right. It was really a perfect pairing. Football wise, I have no idea. I think the Jets kind of suck, but just like media wise, awesome for him.
I don't know.
Ed, you got something? We haven't heard from you in a while. You want to ask something?
Because this guy's Twitter name is All Night. A 2019 graduate from UCF says that Sauce is going to be a dud in the NFL.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. Good luck with that, man.
That's what he's been telling me all night. So, and I did just tweet Guy Fieri and tag Sauce in it to see if they could make a collab.
There you go.
But Guy's not New York. Like Bobby Flay is New York.
Yeah, I don't like Bobby though.
You're not a Bobby Flay guy? Justin, are you a Bobby Flay guy? I know on Friday nights you're a Triple D guy.
Oh yeah, I love beat Bobby Flay.
I watch Bobby Flay all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the half-hour setup.
Yeah.
My oldest daughter is actually she doesn't understand like why they root against Bobby. It makes her mad because she's all in on the tank on Bobby on the show. But yeah, no, I'm with you. Maybe he goes real like Tom Colicchio or like one of those high end. What's that guy? Something George. Like he could go really high end. But I know you said you don't want him to go the A1 Red Hot route, but one of those companies probably going to offer a lot of money. So
yeah.
I just figured
Canes had him in yesterday.
I saw Canes had him. Yeah.
I just figured Guy
sauce
Fieri
is-
because I'm sure that we'll get a chicken guy here in Cincinnati at some point, and then we can also get the sauce.
Devin Lloyd
I-
to the Jaguars.
I think Sauce will have no shortage of opportunities to come his way marketing wise. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do with him.
I'm
surprised Chad didn't hook him up a Galactic.
I thought Ed was going to be upset that Bobby Flay ended up with Ari Gold's wife in Entourage, and so he still was holding a grudge against him.
I never finished that.
I still
That is
understand why
quite
Ed-
the deep cut Entourage reference right there.
You're welcome.
Well done, Aaron.
We're running a little fast and loose with this show tonight. Dave's been
Much
on
like
a couple
Jeff's lightsaber.
times. Yeah.
Those are not loose, guy.
They're new. He
Not
just
for
got them
that
last
pri-
week. They're still
Not for
new.
that price tag.
Not for that price tag, they're not.
The Princess Leia. Flash
Settle down.
lightsaber. Kylo Ren. Flash lightsaber.
I hate you right now.
Whoa.
I'm gonna have to show him.
That's what they sound like in his suitcase when he's going through the airport.
Well done. Like this is really turned into a pretty solid show tonight. Way to go, Ed.
Ed doesn't speak for 45 minutes, but when he does, and then he just sits
Radio
there.
gold.
And then he just sits there for 45 minutes.
How are we feeling about Dez?
It's not looking good for first
I'm
round.
getting nervous.
Not unless someone jumps in.
Packers pick us in.
Who has 32?
Currently.
So
It's
you
the
guys want to get a show review?
The Vikings now.
So Dan Horde, a couple
You know
weeks
him.
ago, was like, "Hey, Sam and I obviously aren't big on going to the Aeronaut. They had Aeronaut season pass. Not really big on going to see Frozen. So Kelly and Kelsey tonight went to see Frozen at the Aeronaut. Come here.
The Vikings have the 32nd pick.
Did she get a new Frozen Squishmallow?
What'd you think of Frozen?
I enjoyed it a lot.
A lot. You said it was better than the movie.
I liked it better than the movie.
So she's like Frozen. Frozen at the Aeronaut is big. If you got a chance to go,
Was that the? I think it's gone on
I mean,
Sunday.
it's been years since Kelsey saw that. I watched and liked Frozen, but she said she enjoyed it too. So
that's the Frozen review by Kelly and Kelsey. Kelsey, who's up an hour past her bedtime. What'd you say, Jay?
There's a chance Frozen's on somewhere in my house right now, actually. So
Mhm.
in fact,
There's a chance Frozen's on somewhere in his house right now.
Hey, Jeff can go. Jeff can go if he puts his lightsabers down.
she doesn't go there till 11 anyway.
What?
She usually doesn't go.
That wasn't
till
funny, Ed.
11:30
It's good. I
anyway.
thought about it in my head for a little bit before I did it.
Yeah, it didn't work out very well.
It was better there.
They went to Amerasia tonight without me. I was pretty upset about that.
ooh,
Did
I
they
haven't
also?
been there.
No.
Did they take a 4-hour round trip down to Buc-ee's?
They did Saturday. Yeah, they went to Buc-ee's.
did see man Richmond is farther than you think it is.
Yeah, it is.
I
Richmond's
went to
farther
Eastern
than they
Kentucky.
think it
I went to
is.
Eastern Kentucky for a little bit, so like I can make that drive like
Fast and everything.
my eyes
wasn't
closed. But
bad,
Yeah.
but it seemed like the way there it took longer. But it was only like an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes. It really wasn't bad.
We also live in Independence.
You already
Kentucky,
got it. Yeah,
so,
you got a head start down that way.
Yeah.
yeah,
Except in Ohio, it's going to take longer.
little head.
But no,
start.
that while I was at AAU, they sent me pictures of like where at
the
Buc-ee's.
the grand opening.
They stopped somewhere and got lunch before they went to Buc-ee's. I'm like, no, you get lunch at
At Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's.
I forgot about that. And then I was like, well, damn. And Mike was like, well, damn, a sandwich is like $7, $8. I'm like, and that's how much you pay, or even you pay more at restaurants.
Yeah, they screwed that part up. They'll learn next time that
Well,
they
we go with you.
they should take me because I'm the one with the knowledge of how this works.
None of us have ever been, but Kelsey, all she went with the damn coffee.
Yeah, Kelsey just wants their coffee. They have like the giant coffee thing where you have like every like thing you can put in your coffee.
All the fixins.
Yeah.
Flavored cream.
Yeah, Kelsey gets all the fixins.
Kelsey drinks coffee?
Kelsey's been drinking coffee since so I was doing radio and my stepmom was watching her, and my stepmom drinks coffee, and this was like 2012. So she's like 2?
At least 3.
3?
But 2 or 3.
So she would just put like a little thing of decaf and then like, a French vanilla creamer and all this.
Right.
So Kelsey's been addicted to coffee since she was like 3 years old. Even though it's decaf, she never had the actual reality of coffee tastes disgusting.
I love
like
coffee.
She's like, oh, this is coffee. I love coffee. When she was like 3 years old. So yeah.
Really sugary and vanilla.
Yeah. Kelsey's hooked on coffee. She gets the Starbucks little bottles,
Yeah,
like the cold brew with French vanilla, whatever. Yeah. No. Kelsey is 11 and addicted to coffee. Yeah, that's right. We've done a great job parenting. I don't drink coffee at all.
Right.
Kelly drinks coffee like 3 times a month, and Kelsey drinks it every day. Yeah.
You don't drink coffee at all, Chad?
No, I'd never acquired a taste for coffee. I don't hate it, but it's just not that, and I don't need caffeine. I'm a fucking spaz.
Chad's just straight cocaine. That's all.
Well, then you'll be happy to know Elon Musk is going to put cocaine back in Coke when he buys it.
I heard that. Hey, speaking of hyper, I was sitting in traffic on Monday.
Ed's medicines are wearing off,
and I saw Brady.
What? We're waiting for Brady.
Oh yeah, I was sitting in traffic on Monday and I saw Brady. Yeah.
Brady Collins?
Yeah. He's supposed to chime in at some point in time from Vegas.
Oh, well, that could be interesting.
Right. Right.
There might be some special lightsabers in that one.
Okay, well, I'm going to bed, guys. I had treatment today and I'm ready for bed. And I
and you should call off work tomorrow. You had treatment, then you went to see a show.
I got a doctor's appointment every day next week. I can't.
Okay.
Boom.
Yeah.
Dogs Tuesday, Wednesday angiogram, Thursday treatment, Friday work. I can't.
Yeah, some of us work.
It's fine.
And I only have like 40 hours of
Almost did it.
I gotta break it back up so I can go on vacation at the end of June.
Wait, you don't have to yell at me. Jeez.
Chad's in trouble.
I like this.
This is just my normal voice.
I'm not yelling. That's just the way I talk. Is the stance that she's taking.
Not enough people can get Chad to put his tail between his legs like that. So I like seeing that.
The Packers pick's been in for 10 minutes here.
It's Devontae Wyatt.
What you do if Brady? What if you could do if Brady hops on the podcast and he has like one of those Vegas characters in the video with him, like Batman or Joe Exotic or something?
The entire Georgia team has been drafted.
That's about right.
So how's the dishes thing going, Justin? Like,
except N'Kobe Dean.
Yeah, everybody but N'Kobe Dean has been drafted. Where are we at on the dishes? Like, is that a requirement every day or?
Oh yeah, and now it's like the bottles are back, so it's actually increased. Yeah, but it's all right. I was so good at it before that I needed the challenge of like less sleep, more bottles. I was getting too easy for me. It was like when Jordan played baseball. Just like these pots and pans are just not doing it for me. Yeah,
this is not really a challenge.
I hit up Brady. I hit up Brady and I said, "Where are you at?" And he said, "Prime Steakhouse at Bellagio."
Well played.
We're not going to get Brady. I guess if we're not going to get Brady. I said the link is in your email.
Check out these damn fountains.
The Patriots pick is already in.
Yeah, they were waiting for Goodell and Big Wit to get off the stage too.
I just got a message from Shane from Galactic who said, "Did Whitworth just say F you, Mike Brown?" No,
Oh, I didn't hear the speech.
I didn't either. Let's check Twitter to see. I mean, I can't imagine Whit's not going to say anything like
He's not that guy.
He's not that dude. No way.
Somewhere Aaron Rodgers saying, "Why the hell did I come back to the Packers?"
Did Dave come on at all?
Yeah, he's been.
Yeah,
on
he's
a couple times.
popped on like 3 times.
How's he doing?
He's not feeling good today. Like he hasn't drank.
Got a stomach bug or something.
Too many mock drafts.
Speaking of drink,
Too many mock drafts. Michael DeCourcy said the Steelers will regret this for years.
He was big on them like not taking a quarterback because it was a bad quarterback draft.
He's a Steelers guy, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's diehard. He's from Pittsburgh. Like diehard Pittsburgh. What'd you think about Luke's? We didn't get any video yet of Luke calling him Sauce.
Right. It's just in a team issued quote. So
right.
Like
he told me earlier this week, I'm gonna have to call him Sauce on Thursday night.
Right.
He said tonight I'm gonna have to call him Sauce, but we don't have any video.
Brady's at Prime Steakhouse. That's what we could. You could get it. Speaking of, how smart was it sending Kelsey out there? Because the shot of his new necklace was just everywhere.
Oh, that was the biggest thing pre-draft, right?
Yeah.
Like him in the Frozone suit with the fucking sauce bottle over top of the sauce drip.
And Dez had a nice necklace on too. Like they're gonna have to get like a diamond guy on retainer now.
You see Big Ice program. Look, you want to win in recruiting? Sell your guys on the fact that if you're big here, you're going to be iced the fuck out.
If I don't get a bigger chain than him, I'm going back in the portal.
That might have been your best comment of the night, Ed.
Thanks.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, Brent.
What's up, guys? How are we?
What's up, Brent?
What's up, Brent?
Hey.
Oh, it's an awesome hat.
It's a full house. What's up, guys?
What's
How are we?
TW?
I told Brady the link was in his email. He said, "Whoops." He forgot.
Did Brady come on? Live
No!
from Vegas?
He's at Prime Steakhouse at the Bellagio.
Are they? Good for
He
them.
is. I don't know about they. I'm assuming they're together, but
I would assume it's a they.
Brady just tucking into a porterhouse by himself.
Right.
bare hands.
Bone in.
I mean, I could see him being like, "I got hungry, so I
bone in 52-ounce ribeye.
I'll take it extra chewy.
Can I get some sauce?"
Oh, man. The Bellagio. Gosh, I'd love to be in Vegas right now.
Lamar tweeted, "WTF?"
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
Blindsided.
That boy ain't happy.
These trades have been wild. But, it's looking like just one Bearcat, huh? In the first round, at least?
Yeah, the quarterback thing never happened. Which,
Right.
I mean,
Bengals
the
are on the
wide
clock.
receiver thing happened. So that kind of stole the spots.
Yeah.
Kelsey's on. Travis Kelsey's on ABC right now.
Are you guys following on Twitter, or are you just watching the
Both.
A little both.
Because I mean,
As
if you're
much
on
as
Twitter,
possible.
you just find out the pick way too early. So I just thrown Twitter away.
Dave was
Cole-
telling us like 20 minutes early. He
Cole
popped on
Strings
like
from
10 minutes.
Chattanooga.
Dave popped on 10 minutes before Sauce was picked. Like, hey, we're like, what are you doing here? He's like, you'll see.
Yeah, what do we think of Stingley going before Sauce? I mean, the news was kind of out there before that, but
It didn't become a thing until like 2 days ago. Though.
Yeah.
right. It was weird. But hey, just give him another chip on the shoulder, right?
Who
Yeah, I
is
mean,
this guy
you're
from
banking on
Chattanooga.
You're banking on 2019 Stingley, I guess.
Right. Yeah, they showed highlights. This is from 2019. Remember, who are the Bengals taking?
I don't.
Alec
know.
Pierce.
George
Man.
Karlaftis.
Dude, I mean, I did a quick Alec Pierce write up because I was like, man, these wide receivers are flying off the board. I kind of feel like it's going to be Alex sliding in at the end of the first instead of Des.
Jay, did you see Sauce throwing shade at Stingley?
No.
He was like, "I'm going to be available. Like, I'm not gonna opt out on you. I'm not." Yeah. I was like, "Oh,
probably
it's
wrote
like
the-
that."
You definitely had that one in the notes app. Like, I can't wait to let this one off.
That was like this afternoon that I saw that there was like an interview with him, and he's like, "Look, GMs can trust me, or like coaches can trust me. I'm going to be available. I'm going to be there every day."
George
I'm not gonna
Karlaftis
opt
to the
out.
Chiefs.
I saw that. I didn't quite know exactly what that was about.
That was about
Chiefs pick
Stingley
was
opting
super
out this
quick.
year.
Right.
They took Karlaftis.
I say it's Booth or Gordon, not in that order.
All right. No one look at Twitter.
I think it's going to be Kyler Gordon. I hope it's going to be Kyler Gordon.
It's out there if people want to find it.
Did you already look?
Yeah, I just saw it.
Dave said, "Love."
Okay. Just facial reactions, no names. It's like Christmas Day, but you see your presents before they're even wrapped.
That's a name I don't even really know. Like, I'm not draft guy by any stretch of the imagination. That's a name I'm not overly familiar with, and he played for a guy I don't like.
Is it like the Cole Strange pick to the Patriots?
No, you've heard of this college.
Oh, well done.
The coach of this college does not like me. I'll tell you that. Or you. Neither of us. He doesn't like either of us. We are not favorites.
That really narrows it down pretty easily.
Yeah, I was gonna say
He might hate Justin more than
Desmond
anybody.
Really, if it was just like somebody that hated Chad, it would be pretty hard to like narrow it down. But I guess if it's like,
Yeah, we've got
like you
Twitter.
throw Justin in there, like you're probably narrow it down a little more.
I mean,
think of one college at pretty
Is
much.
Does
that's about it.
Kathy coach a college football team, Chad?
Was she on last night?
Oh yeah.
She was in the chat way earlier tonight.
Oh man.
Was
I
she
wasn't
really?
saying, yeah, I wasn't saying shit when she made a comment. I left that
I missed
all
it.
the way alone.
Did
I
you
missed
shave,
it.
Aaron? You look good, bro.
I did.
Did you shave Aaron?
No, he's got. Oh, I'm not gonna make a joke.
Aaron's not about to
Okay,
drive any
it's
school
fine.
zones tomorrow.
Kelly went to bed. It's fine. It's
No,
fine.
that's not what I was. Aaron's got alopecia of the face.
Yeah. Jeff's gonna smack the shit out of him at some point in time.
So he's from Michigan, I'm guessing.
We didn't say it.
I just said that it was a place that had a coach that didn't like Justin around. That's all.
I feel like
Louisiana.
this creates
The
this
PK
creates
doesn't
a-
know Justin.
this creates an issue for Jesse Bates though.
No, Jesse
Oh.
Bates is gone. Gone.
Yeah, that guy slid pretty far down. Well, dang, that takes away the whole Brian Cook to the Bengals.
Probably, yeah.
And there's
Dave is very excited though.
ESPN. It's still on commercial.
He was available last night when we or Tuesday night, Ed, when we did our mock draft.
It was so.
And everybody's freaking out because ESPN went to commercial. It was like the Bengals pick is in commercial.
We said it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Bengals pick commercial uncanny.
Every year, a tradition unlike
Yeah.
any other.
You stole it.
Is anyone still in the draft room?
Willis.
Us.
Oh.
Yeah, Willis.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Willis was hugging his grandma? His grandma was looking at him, and NFL tweeted saying like, look at Willis the way his mom looks at him, and Willis subtweeted it and was like, "That's my grandma."
Yeah, that's my grandma.
Oh, no.
Grandma felt good about life, though, right?
That's
Grandma was
true.
like,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
right. That's right,
Oh, yeah.
motherfucker.
Grandma was retweeting that hard.
Oh yeah.
That's hilarious.
Smash that like button. Subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
That's my grandma. And the NFL Network tweeted back and was like, "Oops, grandma looking good."
Kelsey Conway put the pick out like 10 minutes before it's going to be announced. Good
Yeah, that's
Lord.
ridiculous.
Wow.
That's why you don't want to pick 31st.
The hell is this commercial?
Well, I'm sure you're happy to pick 31st or 32nd if the outcome is what it gives you.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the Bengals. I'm talking
Right.
about the fans.
Oh yeah.
Fans are pissed.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys see that creepy Reds DirecTV commercial?
No.
No, I didn't. No.
I'll find it on the internet.
How about
Okay,
Dez getting that DoorDash money?
Oh,
That's
great.
nice. That's nice.
It's a cool commercial too.
Justin, let's talk about your article today.
Okay.
That's a lot of work for a profile on a kid that, we don't know where he's going yet.
He's a Cincinnati kid.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
a Cincinnati-based writer,
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were transitioning to like national or
Maybe people don't know where I'm going either, I guess.
Uh-oh.
He's got love for
How
the
did
city, man.
Justin's
How
gonna
did
start like. Go ahead.
How did that come about? Tell us more about your article on Taft state champion 4-star wing Rayvon Griffith.
Well, look, I'm based in Cincinnati here, covering college sports, and a top 50 player puts out a top 5 with UCLA, Kansas, Alabama, Ohio State, Cincinnati. Just felt like it was worthy of some attention, and setting the commitment date, all kind of fit in there nicely. So, it'd be obviously a good get for Wes Miller and the Bearcats if he chooses them, but he has a cool backstory too. You've talked about that, Chad, a lot, like him blowing up at that young of an age.
There were videos of him on the internet in 7th grade of him dunking and LeBron being like, "Ah!"
Yeah. And as you said, I've written that piece, like a lot of times those players don't always work out because
usually
everyone
everybody
else catches up to you.
him.
Yeah. And for a kid like that, I think it's pretty cool that he's kind of gotten to this point. So we'll see.
We're doing a live show on Sunday night. You want to pop
You
back
guys
in
are?
with me and Aaron, yeah.
What is that, like 7th, 8th round of the NFL draft? Is that what you guys are?
Yeah, it's about
No,
Mr.
the
Irrelevant.
draft is done on Saturday.
There's only 7 rounds, Justin.
Okay. So is there some NBA playoff games you guys talking about Sunday night or something like that?
Supplemental
probably.
draft.
Supplemental draft. I think is Sunday.
Chickens.
The Bengals have the second to last pick in the draft.
Chickens
I'm gonna be in Fort Wayne
Chickens, yeah.
this
Bird
weekend
flu.
watching the EYBL and eating Oli's pizza. So I just got a notification. Huh?
You're still gonna be in Fort Wayne on Sunday?
I'm gonna have to drive back from Fort Wayne on Sunday. Yeah, AAU tournaments go Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Aaron.
Well, I'm saying you're still gonna be there Sunday night.
No,
Yeah, that was my point.
I should be home Sunday night. I think Tobes is going to join us.
They just
at
announced
some
the
point in
pick.
time Sunday night. Daxton Hill, safety from Michigan. That's the end for Jesse Bates.
Yeah,
Yep.
you would think.
If it's not
Also, probably
gonna have-
the end for T. Higgins.
Are they going to trade him though before the season starts?
Are they going to trade him before the weekend ends?
Yeah.
Clay just texted us, said Daxton Hill's an effing dog. Love that pick. Can play all over. Freak.
I don't hate it for the Bengals that they're just aggressively going to be like, look, shit's going to get expensive.
Yep.
Jesse Bates is going to cost a lot of money. So we just went ahead in the first round. The guy fell to us and we took him. And now Jesse Bates can go play for somebody else next year.
I wouldn't have been
Or the year
surprised if they
after.
had taken
Or
seed.
this year.
Yeah.
Chad, you have to go to @sportsradio WIP and watch this Jason Kelsey reaction.
To what?
The trade. He finds out about live on TV.
The Eagles trade?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jackson Hill was a 5-star back in the day. 14th in the country composite. 299th all time.
Is he better than Kyle Hamilton?
Different than Kyle Hamilton. He's more of a box guy, right?
They did not show any highlights of Kyle Hamilton against Cincinnati for some reason.
Weird.
That's
odd. It was very odd.
He only gave up one
Thanks for
touchdown
joining
in
us.
coverage.
Night, Paul.
Night, Paul.
So Justin, what's your plan for Sunday night? Like, are you gonna be dialed into the internet? You're gonna be
doing dishes.
You're gonna be wiping ass. You're gonna be doing dishes.
Yeah,
All of the above.
little 60 minutes, little diaper change, little doing dishes. Pretty probably.
Rolling around the minivan, listening to Hootie and the Blowfish.
Hey,
how is the minivan?
Well, you mentioned Hootie and the Blowfish, but I got like 6 free months of Sirius XM radio, and Pop Rocks goes hard on.
Wow.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm down. I get down with Pop Rocks. It's a good station.
In for that.
The minivan it's pretty nice. It's like the thing you forget about is when you're in the car, so you don't see yourself driving the car, and then when you remember that mental image, like a little bit of your soul leaves your body. But just from being in a driving experience, it's great. You just have to then remember. You have to remember, like when I'm giving like the finger guns to cute girls out the window, it probably isn't landing very well.
Wait a minute.
Like there's 3 car seats in the back and finger guns. And...
Ed's had a minivan for years.
I don't have a minivan.
Jay, I'm gonna have to get you one of these.
A Bud Light
coaster.
Are you
no, look.
Koozie.
A koozie?
The BCJ koozie.
All right, I'll take
it. I'll get you one of these, Justin.
PTP AF, man. That's pretty cool. Justin, what color's the minivan?
Oh, it's silver, a graphite gray. Nothing
too
flashy.
Gray.
Nothing too flashy. Don't want the other parents at preschool drop off to get jealous or anything.
How do the kids like it?
Oh, they love it.
They just rock in the back with the screens, like.
So there's I haven't gone all out with there's the screen, and it has this thing that you can put on like while you're driving somewhere that just shows like cool images, kind of to distract them. But
Dolphins.
I haven't
Dolphins.
Yeah, sure. We haven't gone somewhere far enough where I have needed to put a movie on. But I know the second I do that, they're gonna be like,
there's no coming back.
Yeah, we can just watch Frozen every time we're in this car. They're gonna live in there. So we haven't had that situation yet. Probably when we go to Buc-ee's for the first time.
Is it a Quigley 4x4 van?
A what?
A Quigley? You never heard one? It's a 4x4, a 4x4 full size van.
No, it is a Honda Odyssey. Safest on the market, I was told.
There we go.
With the double doors that the Dolphin can jump through. Probably don't know that reference, but
a little cocoa melon in there.
So back when Kelsey was around your oldest age, we got a Chevy Trax that had OnStar, and one of the things OnStar was providing at that point in time was like $20 for unlimited Wi-Fi in the car.
Oh yeah.
So Kelsey had an iPad that only had Wi-Fi. Like she didn't have service on it, obviously.
Right.
So she could only watch it in the house. And the switch from when she could watch it in the house to being able to watch it unlimited in the car, there was no going back.
Yeah.
Like this is the end, beautiful friend. You know what's crazy? I was convinced we were gonna be doing this until 12:30, 1 o'clock tonight. That was a fast first round, was it not? Haven't we spent years where the first round goes way past midnight?
Oh, it was so fast. Oh no, the pick was in pretty much for every single team, other than
Yeah.
probably 10.
Sean McVay making fun of New England for this pick is
I've seen that video
hilarious.
too. It's hilarious.
He just said, and to think we wasted our time studying him, that he was going to be there at 104.
Wow. Shade, major shade.
Oh man.
Another Georgia defender. How about that? Well,
All right, fellas.
I guess we don't get Gino and Brady tonight. Brady said he was going to try at some point in time, but I mean,
he's on the slots now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's on his second porterhouse.
12 natter days deep. He's good.
I don't know. I'm picturing him ordering 2 Wagyus and putting them on UC's tab or Sauce's tab.
Yeah. He's like, hey, Sauce.
You see that guy with 2 chains on? It's on him.
Brady's ordering them to go. Like, let's just wrap this up.
You guys got a box for these?
Yeah, I can put these in my I can put these in my carry-on. That'll be fun.
How good is a Wagyu microwaved?
You guys will have to ask him on the next one.
Justin, but transfer portal before we get you out of here.
Yeah.
Deck Bay, Fantasy, Landers Nolly. That's about as good as you can expect, right?
Yeah, and to me, I mean, the Nolly one is obviously the most significant, and you could make the argument he's automatically already your best player next year. But regardless, it just, to me, it makes the other two fit even better. Like, once you land Nolly as the third piece,
Right.
Fantasy fits in there, and Ezekpe fits in there. So that was kind of the biggest thing to me is, yes, it was the probably best and most significant of those three, but it also just it all kind of made them come together and complement each other really well. And yeah, I think they did well for themselves. I think they certainly have helped their chances next season. And that was, Wes, that we did that press conference with him after the season. Like, he was pretty straightforward that they needed to get better going into next year, and it's tough to argue that they didn't do that.
And Sunday night, if the apple of your eye, Rayvon Griffith, does pick Cincinnati, like, what's that? What's that mean?
We'll have to see. I don't, who's to say?
I'm not saying he will. I'm saying if he does, come on.
It'd be very significant for Wes Miller. It'd be very significant for the program. Just in terms, like, on and off the court, you would take a player like that no matter where he's from, no matter what his hometown was, because I think he'd be a very good player for Wes Miller. But the fact that it's a local kid, I think that really does a lot for the program. And don't undersell like the impact that Luke Fickell and the football program have had on something like this. Like, there's a lot of pride in a lot of these kids staying home now, and I think whether you play basketball or football, like, you recognize that, and so I think there's something there for that for sure.
When's the Tyler McKinley story come out?
I'm just wiping up spit up and giving bottles, so we'll see, maybe soon.
Well, thank you, brother. We appreciate you coming on, and it's been
absolutely
fun.
It was great to get on.
How long until your next feeding?
Well, if she does well, see, this one's always tough because it's like 1 a.m., 1:30. Like, I just gave her a bottle, but then I have to decide, like, do I stay up for it? Because sometimes going to bed is worse. Like, if I fall asleep for an hour and a half,
then you're miserable.
Yeah,
it's like clockwork, 1:30 every time.
No, it's just like based on how tonight's going.
I can't
trends and patterns, Brent. Like, some of us with kids understand. Like, you got to play the trends. Like, you got to. It's like blackjack. You got to figure out what the trend at the table is each night.
I can't wait to trade dad stories with you in the media rooms next year.
That's pretty much all I got anymore. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I mean, it's a huge departure from when you first met Aaron.
This is
And
true.
He would stumble up the steps on his way out of Fifth Third Arena and be like, Justin, how you doing, buddy?
Chad, can I have a job?
I never asked him that.
He ignored me completely back in those days. He only talked to Justin. And then Justin was like, I'm not, like, I have got nothing for you, bro. Maybe Chad will throw you a charity case.
Sure enough, here we are.
I was like, why don't you just clean yourself up a little bit? And then, like, what, 3 years later, he finally shaved his face.
Justin was Aaron's Jesse Palmer.
Hey, I appreciate it, but don't denigrate my man. Not throwing my name around like that.
How nice is it to talk to people tonight?
This is good. We walked up, like, we have some friends who live up the street, and they had a little thing, I guess last weekend, and so, like, I took the 2 older ones up there for a little bit, and it was just like I don't know if I felt odd for a moment being around other people who weren't screaming at me, and that happened pretty quickly eventually. But so this was a nice version. I didn't even have to bring my kids down here to do this, so this was great.
People taller than 3 feet.
Yeah.
My favorite part is I call Justin like in the middle of the day if something's happening, and all I hear the whole time is "Daddy, Daddy, 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 Daddy," and Justin's like, "Oh yeah, no, that's a beautiful dirt pile, honey. Good job, good job." Yeah, okay. I'm probably gonna have to go. I gotta go do some things.
Yeah, we've been outside. I've been killing a lot of spiders in the little playhouse outside. That's like a infestation in there. So that's takes up a lot of my time right now.
You're probably gonna have to burn your house down and start.
It's like it's the playhouse, not my house. It's the like Ravon Griffith articles and killing spiders. That's what my day is about now.
Just spray it down with that home defense.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you can then send the kids in there. Like, I don't know how that.
It's no worse than
lick
Ed.
over there.
He'll be all right.
No worse than Ed eating paint chips.
Oh, wow.
Didn't eat paint chips.
That was in the chat way earlier in this.
We already talked about this, Ed.
I got hit in the head a lot.
We know,
All right, fellas.
we know.
I got the scars right here.
All right, bye, Justin.
I appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye, Justin.
Yeah.
Hi, Justin.
Jeff, what grade did the Bengals get on that pick?
B-.
Really? Like,
They
what,
did
they're
say-
supposed to go way higher?
Let me.
They did say he can play, or things I'm seeing on Twitter anyway. That
Nickel.
he can play
He's
corner.
a box safety. He can
Yeah,
play
he can-
nickel. Yeah.
Mhm.
Kuiper had him as the best available for like 10 straight picks.
I don't know much about him, but I thought he was supposed to go significantly higher than 31.
He said that they have contract issues with their safeties coming up, so this is a good pick. He also has a skill to play corner, which they could also use in terms of coverage help. He's a versatile player, which they love. To beat the Chiefs and the Bills and the AFC West, you better cover.
Yeah.
B-.
Chris
Yeah.
Trapasso.
Perfect pick. Perfect pick for the Bengals. B-.
B-.
Who wrote that?
Pete Prisco.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Frisco.
What do you give the sauce?
It's
Scroll.
that scene.
Let me scroll all the way back to the beginning.
It's that scene from Christmas Story where it's like the teacher for Ralphie. A plus.
He got
plus.
a B+. If you are to win the AFC East, you have to stop the Bills and Josh Allen. That means cover corners are at a premium. Gardner's the best cover player in the draft. This should mean more man for Robert Saleh and crew. Good pick.
So B+.
Stingley only got a B.
So
Wow.
he had people
Real
he liked
hard
and people
grader.
he didn't like, and those were the grades he was going to give them.
He just
Right.
said this, he
Regardless.
just said this
Right.
doesn't make a lot of sense to me. They play a defense that doesn't put a premium on cornerback, yet they picked one over a pass rusher. Stingley is an outstanding cover corner, but this is a little odd. Pass rusher or tackle would have been a better option.
Yeah. What I will say is, as we wind this thing down, and I've been begging Brady to just pop in for like 90 seconds. Hold on. 90 seconds at the table. No one will get mad.
Well, we lost Brady. He's never coming on another BCJ pod again.
He said, "Ah, man, I wish." He said this earlier. I wish I could. I'm sorry. Still at dinner. Don't want to be rude. I'm like, well, it's okay to be. Just be rude.
Just pass the phone around. We'll talk to everybody. Who's at your table?
I don't need Amy getting mad at us.
Seconds while you're walking.
Amy's gonna make you do a bar class if you do that.
Oh man,
I'm trying to get Brady just to pop in for like 90 seconds to say hello, and he keeps shooting me. He's like Godzilla. He's like,
no.
Brady is already awesome.
Nope.
He would be legendary if he jumped on at dinner.
Right.
Dinner's apparently over. They're walking to be with Ahmad before he gets on the private jet to fly out apparently to New York to do
his
press
signing tomorrow. Yeah.
Pictures.
You know.
Perry's like, tell Chad to leave you alone.
Right. Luke's like, are you still fucking texting with Chad? Tell him to shut up.
Look, I gave that guy time when I was on the beach.
Yeah. True.
Sure enough.
He gave us time this week in between like NFL Network, ESPN, like everybody. Yeah, I'll give.
Chat.
God damn it! No.
We can't hear a thing you're saying.
I don't care if you can hear a thing we're saying.
Hey.
Ask Luke where's his chain. Like, where's his chain?
Who?
Need a chain. Luke.
My chain?
Luke's chain.
Luke said, "Where's your chain?" I left it in the room. I didn't want to show him up.
Did you call him Sauce?
Did you call him Sauce? I did call him Sauce right after he was drafted.
All right.
There we go.
You got. It looked like an awesome night. How much fun was it?
A lot of fun.
How was
You're
dinner?
the man.
How was
Dinner was unbelievable.
What'd you get?
Steak and lobster.
Steak, like what kind of steak? Filet and lobster?
It wouldn't have mattered. It was so delicious. It was a top 4 choice. That's all I know.
Sauce's tab? Was it on Sauce's tab?
We had an extra spot for you.
You didn't tell me that.
You were invited. You know that.
You didn't tell me you had a spot on the plane. The fans.
We can't hear
the fans.
a thing.
Tell him the fans needed me to do this show, so I was here for the fans.
The fans needed him, so he had to stay.
I agree.
That's why you're the man of the fans. Man of the people.
Man of the people.
You guys, are you flying back tonight? Look,
Let's go.
You have a blast in Vegas, my friend, and we'll see you Monday night on the Bearcat Bounce podcast.
That sounds great.
All right. Love you guys.
See you, boys. Love you.
Love ya. See ya.
Tell me I can't get shit done.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
Beautiful.
Luke needs one that just says
that's a wrap, right?
He needs a big chain that says BDF. That's
right.
it.
Just BDF. That's it. I agree.
There's no better way to end this show.
Kathy's eating there. Kathy's eating there.
Yes, Kathy.
Kathy's eating there.
I have too, Kathy. It's phenomenal.
What'd you get, Kathy?
Right.
Kathy, what'd you have?
Chad, that's the joke we have to end on, right?
That's we're done.
That's been the Holy Grail BCJ draft party. We're out.